Who's outside?
What, the second Subaru?
Good evening.
Okay.
Um,
No, it's a new one and a new one.
we weren't late.
Who was the other new one?
Who's
You were
mate?
late.
Okay.
We were never late. We arrived precisely
As
when we
scheduled.
meant to.
Are you a wizard?
Yes.
Okay.
No, we
I
had
can't
some
grow up here that awesome.
slight technical issues as we started up.
What's wrong
As NBN does what NBN does.
Yeah, literally just as it was time for us to go live,
Moved on.
we had technical issues where the internet dropped out,
Hey, for once it wasn't my phone going off.
which is not good. But we are here. Do you want to help Phil?
Yeah.
I'll come sit over there and keep Jake.
No, but what? He's getting
Are you on? Oh, you're coming.
going on now?
We're still having slight technical issues. Trying to get our guest for the night.
close as possible.
But yeah, if you haven't gathered, we no longer wreck. Do we, Rohan?
I discard.
No.
Huh. That's what I thought.
Contrary to my question earlier today,
Are you
twice.
going on? Or is your internet down too?
Well, I'm online. There's two people watching.
I'm
just-
watching.
So one other person watching.
I'm not. There's
No,
four now
yeah.
watching.
Okay.
We got four now watching. We're just waiting for our guest to get online.
Fix his stuff.
Oh, look, here we are. Here we are. But yeah, no. Today's guest is
FTR
Some of
3.
you may know him. Actually, no. Not many people would know you because you tend to hide away a little bit.
Go on.
Yes, no.
Yeah. If you were a regular down before we left our old shop, you would know.
Pretty bad though.
I don't know what's going on.
Drop onion ring. I'm not sure if mine's actually up or
You
not.
drop the onion ring.
So it appears we have a few guests tonight.
Sorry, you're wrong. Never mind.
So we've got Mr. Zeb behind us,
Oh, what's up? Okay,
and
and click on comments.
I don't know what's going on there.
There you see my comments.
Is his camera working?
I think it's disconnecting. Because it just turned on before and then turned off.
Yeah, it was on, and now it's off. Okay, I don't know who's messing with us tonight, but we're having major technical issues. But yeah, we're no longer wrecking. We're using our years of experience
We have two texts and a J.
and info, and we're giving it all away for free. We do it live 7:30 p.m. every Thursday, and we have live chat on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube.
Yeah. Gives drop the camera connection.
But yeah, so
Connect to my
at this rate, it's just going to be me sitting here talking about technical issues, and stuff. Because yeah, we had planned to have a guest, but yeah, it was working, and then
It
Now
worked
it's
for like
turning
30
into
seconds
help
and then
Jacob
it
find a
stopped
car.
oh, actually, well, that was gonna. We were talking about doing that yesterday, so
Rohan, yours is ready.
hi Joe,
working. Come on. Okay.
wave to the people. We have another Joe.
Not Cito. Wait, no, that's the spaghetti.
No,
You tonight.
it's you tonight.
Why isn't Cito going on?
Okay, so we got Rohan there.
I made myself.
What's going on right now?
Okay.
We
Myself
are
to the
live.
stream. I can do
We
that.
are currently live.
Oh, crap. There we go. All right.
Wait.
Yeah.
Joe's there as well. Hi, Joe.
And you were dancing.
Because I started the thing and then everything started going wrong again.
Don't worry. We're all following COVID
So-
safe things and QR codes.
Technically,
and
you're a
things like
meter away.
Oh.
We're not quite, but that works.
I'm 1.5 meters away from Jacob.
There you go.
Yes.
I'm
Guaranteed.
1
It,
meter away
the
from
camera, the camera just makes it seem
Yeah, the
like
camera's
you're close up.
adding my weight.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
you. Hang on.
Have you got your
I can do
gravitational
this.
field as well?
No, but there's
Okay,
another
cool.
issue here though.
Do it.
Our guest is still not camera working. Does someone want to see if it's plugged in?
It should be working because it connects.
Why don't you put him on Cito's one? Because we don't need a Rohan.
Technically, yeah, you are right.
Camera working.
Just get him on Cito's one until you get Rohan.
Could you imagine being the two poor viewers that are watching us try to figure this out?
I'm back over here.
Let's talk about you getting you a car, like a
Well, the thing is,
Kaye
I was.
Corolla with a SR20.
There's one with an SR20 in it?
The paper for him.
Yeah, but I haven't got enough money for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's when you lowball them.
Rohan, you're looking the wrong way.
Just like everyone else offers
Hey, fix it.
$500
You
on a
can't.
bloody
No,
3,000.
I can't.
No, you can't.
I can control the stream.
Edge.
And then
Oh,
there we
there
go.
we
Ha
I've tried.
No, because then I'm looking the wrong way.
Yeah, that's
I've
fine
tried
then.
Edge now.
Oh,
It doesn't
okay.
work.
Yeah.
Yes, Ty, I do have glasses now. But yeah, no, okay, until we figure out what's going on with our guest.
It works fine in Firefox, but not in Edge.
Pro tip, don't use Edge.
Yeah.
Blame Microsoft.
Yeah.
Microsoft sucks.
Yeah, because I always used
So we have
Firefox.
Ty just pointing out my glasses, I believe,
There we go.
and
Yeah,
Steve
I'm off
saying
running
having
now.
a beer and was curious what tonight's chat was. Well, tonight's chat is Philip, one
yes.
of our customers who has bought plenty of things off us, and part of the reason I wanted to get him on tonight was because it makes it easier for me to break some news to everybody,
Okay.
most likely.
I mean, is there a...
Someone's playing sound somewhere.
Not me.
It's coming from that general area.
Have you got
Oh,
your...
it's from.
No,
It's not your headphones?
No,
No.
my headphones are off.
Have you got video on your phone?
My phone's blocked.
Me hit puberty? Never.
I can hear it.
I can't hear anything. I have no headphones or anything hooked
Yeah,
into
I
this.
could definitely hear that. It's coming from that way.
You're on drugs.
Yeah, I think you're on drugs.
Drugs.
No, I can definitely hear it.
You're sharing them. Stop drinking the same water.
Oh, the Kool-Aid.
I don't... Okay, we're all really tripping out here for a second. John Chapman, you were going to be the guest, but I kind of forgot to confirm if you were going to be the guest, and I don't know, is he here yet? Because we can kick Rohan out and have two guests.
Yeah.
No, that stream's going to be really long.
That's fine.
Let's kick Rohan out.
I'm
But not
just...
see though.
Can we still hear echoes? Because I can't hear echoes.
I can hear whatever that is over there.
Get off the peyote.
Try it now.
I have no idea. Like all my speakers are turned off, and I have nothing.
It might have been the headphones.
Except what it's plugged into is switched off, so I don't know how that works.
Magic.
Anyway, it's off now.
Technological magic.
Yeah.
Okay, can we'll try to get back on track. We'll try to get back on track.
Welcome, Philip,
Good luck.
to 3P.
Yes. So we have Philip
Hi, everyone.
is our guest tonight.
Hi,
Zeb's
Philip.
just
Eating.
eating, so we just don't mind him. But yeah, so Philip has been a customer for... How long have you been a customer for now?
Quite a while.
You weren't around with the old shop, were you?
No.
Like the original shop?
Salisbury.
No.
Were
Yeah.
you really at Salisbury?
Cedo was originally at Salisbury, yes.
629 Tui Road.
Oh, really?
Well,
We were there for 2 years.
And then decided to move here.
What?
Got you.
Okay, why is everyone picking on my saying I've hit puberty and I've lost my things?
You do when you see yourself in the camera, you can't see all your facial hair. It literally looks like you're bald.
You can see the mustache, can't you?
Barely. Need a diet.
Yeah,
That is
I'll
a
grow
bit of
my
a
beard
shade.
back, alright? I'll grow it back. But yeah, so we have Philip, who, like I said, one of the reasons I wanted to have him on tonight was because it makes breaking some news a bit easier for myself.
So what's this called?
Some people know about me, know about what's happened,
And there is a
but not everyone does. What was it? On the weekend or last weekend?
Last weekend.
My rear-wheel drive H6 Liberty
Crazy, isn't it?
had its day, and it no longer is my H6 Liberty.
His dad handed his license in.
Yeah, it may have crashed, and yeah,
No.
so I'm pretty heartbroken about that. But the good news is, I have the new owner here with us to talk about what he plans to do with it. Now talk. What are you doing with my old H6?
well, plan is actually just to fix it up, really. Straightforward as it is. It's definitely not going to be the easiest task, but, First I thought, oh yeah, I'll probably, strip some parts off it. But once I saw it, I was like, yeah, I should be able to fix that up. So, yeah, that's pretty much the plan for that. Bring it back to life on the road.
Yeah, because it wasn't...
Are you gonna pull that vent out on the side?
Do I show the photos?
They're going to pull the dent out on the side.
I haven't got them saved, but I'll get them up and I'll
That's pretty
show some people.
Oh, you mean the one that's on the side skirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's pretty. Yeah.
Because it was I think I don't know if
the plate over the top of it.
Oh no, that's probably an idea of grafting in a piece from another car.
yeah, that's
get it-
most
get it-
likely going to be the best
get-
way to do it.
Pretty much. The idea is just to get in, another dogleg section out of another car and just graft it in.
There's four wheels. Are you going to repair the wheel?
Well, it doesn't seem like it's too bad. It's just
Is it hold there still?
it's
Yeah.
still holding air. It's just the chrome lip on the outside.
You're gonna have some mad vibration if you don't fix it though.
I'm gonna fix it obviously. But
It's
yeah,
a Subaru. It'll have the
it's gonna be mad
from
vibration
somewhere.
everywhere.
Yeah. But at least you're eliminating one.
Yeah.
To make it replaced by another one. That's probably going to be our diff CV.
Look,
There you go.
to fix them, you just turn the radio up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a
Yeah.
big stereo in mine. It doesn't cover oil leaks. So.
No. But like, if you hear too many vibrations, just blame it on the subwoofer.
Mm.
Jason says, rumor has it there's a noise in the rear. Well, like I said, it goes and comes. That I'm pretty sure you already knew about that. I'd be very shocked if you didn't know about the random noise I had.
Oh, well, yeah, no, I already know
Yeah,
about that.
I like
But
box.
yeah,
Except
okay,
unlike Jacob, he's probably just gonna skid it until it breaks or
Yeah.
stops making noise.
I was going to say that's most likely what Philip will do.
Dude, it was good big.
But
it's a tempting idea.
yeah, so
Mad as would be hectic with the Liberty in
Yeah,
there.
it would be.
as minimal as it looks, so that's the front rim, which wasn't too bad. That's not what I wanted to do. That's the worst part. I was trying to leave that
yeah.
till last, but
What do you hit?
I have no idea. Just I was told a gutter. I was. He just said he hit the
A gutter on the rear left side.
Yeah, I was out camping and I came home to it. So, but yeah. So a little bit of a dent there, side skirt damage, and obviously
It's pretty cave behind it.
it's pretty caved in.
Yeah.
Did you get angry or did you just pass it off because it was your dad? I'm so glad I'm here because I wouldn't have hated to type all that.
I was. Well, initially, like I've told a few people, initially all I was told was the rim and the side skirt. And I was pretty chilled with that because I organised some side skirts for $50 and the rim, I had a spare one sitting there because I had stockos on the back. So I wasn't too concerned, but when I went to get the wheel alignment to see if I could fix it, is when I noticed that. And yeah, then I wasn't mad, I was just pretty, yeah, you got angry and punched, yeah, I'll accept that. Yeah, no, it was more of a, I don't want to say the D word because it's such a painful word to say, but I was pretty disappointed. Like, yeah, it was a nice car. Everyone knew it, and I don't know, I feel like it was going to be like one of those stupid 3P cars, but
Can we turn the Outback into that?
no.
Can we turn the
And that's the
Forester
other
into
thing. Everyone is asking if I bought it back.
that? The 3P
Technically, yes, I bought it back, but I did sell it.
Forester, it hasn't got
straight
any
to
money here,
fill
so
it.
it's fine to
Yeah,
use.
so
Just
it
because-
went straight from the holding yard to
Yeah.
basically my yard.
John
Yeah.
Harris.
So,
How did you get here, though?
pretty much there you go,
Where
guys.
did you put
That's the story
He's got it
of
stored out
my Liberty for now. Until Philip, like you said, either decides to fix it up and re-register it, because it is a repairable write-off. But
Did you actually go through insurance for it?
yeah,
Ah.
I went through all insurance and that. So my insurance is now bad for 3 years, but it's something I can live with. But if you guys have any like V8 cars for sale around the $8,000 mark, let me know, because
Or
I'm-
G6E Turbo.
I'm getting, XR6 turbos. I'm just getting really frustrated with Facebook Marketplace because I'm messaging people and they're ignoring me.
It's just Facebook Marketplace for
So
you.
please sell me a car.
I'll sell you mine.
But on that
$1,000.
note, I feel like we should stop talking about the Liberty.
Just real quick with our Glam here. How do you spell STI? The same way you spell Subaru Technical International. Don't ask me how to spell that. I'm dyslexic. Not really.
We coming to you will be easier.
John is semi-back.
Yeah, I think John's going to actually join in. I think we're going to kick Rohan out.
That's going to be a very long stream.
That's fine, because we can all bounce. But yeah, no, Philip.
Yeah. So,
He's not here, he left.
yeah.
I'll sell you
left the
my
building.
gearbox for 8k. Oh, he's talking about for his Corolla. No. Okay, so Phil, wait, have you worked out how to screen share?
Yeah, there's screen share up here.
Have you got it ready?
Depending on which one it screen shares.
You can pick it.
You can, yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
right.
click screen share, and then you can choose which one you want to share to.
Well,
Which screen?
depends what we really want to talk about first. Like,
Well, are we going to talk about photos?
yeah, why not?
Because that's normally the easiest way, is to pop photos up and talk about the photos, if that makes sense. Actually, let's start with the basics. What cars do you have,
Well, I have
Subaru-wise? I really hope you have a photo of each.
I have photos of most of them. I don't have a photo of the new GT up here yet, but that's kind of not modified yet, so that one's much of a muchness.
I hate looking at that photo all the time. I essentially don't know.
Let's just do this.
Let's see.
So we'll start with, I guess this is your latest purchase, technically speaking. So we'll start with that photo. We'll just... Actually, like, whilst I'm on here, big shout out to my boys, Chris at Allkind Towing. They recommended me getting it towed straight from the tyre shop instead of taking it home, just to get insurance through quicker. And, yeah, within a week, I had the money in my account. So, yeah, those guys definitely lifesavers and good for low boy cars.
Oh, I can see that.
Not so good for Subaru low rear wheel drive cars. It kind of nearly didn't make it up because it was spinning.
Yeah, right.
But
It's good to know.
yeah, so that's
You mean with
Philip's
with tyres
latest
of
car.
the same quality that you have?
Okay, what do we got here? Jason said John Chapman bargain for his gearbox, and I have no photos and am the opposite of entertainment, but it will be a thing.
I mean,
Well, that works.
8K for his gearbox is a pretty good deal.
But yeah, okay. So
What's the gearbox?
have you started sharing it?
Oh, it's
No,
like
yeah.
16K gearbox.
Start sharing.
Well, let's see. Select window or screen.
Which he doesn't have anymore.
Well, if we're looking at these ones, so that's sharing it.
He took a bad loss from that car.
Well, we're talking about that.
He took
That's
a
pretty
bad
much
loss
my
from that
daily.
car.
That everyone knows it. It's kind of loud when our Varex is wide open, and has
Prove it.
it's about 45mm lift kit in there that I made myself.
That's not too bad. Have you hit up John for the tyres yet for the Forester?
No, I have not.
Because I reckon they'd look dope on that.
Well, it's already got the GC8s on it though.
Yeah, but they are GC8 ones. They're the 99 2000 ones.
I
The
don't think-
2000 model ones.
Are you going to go any higher?
Bit in black.
It's very tempting. I've looked at it
Well, you got to
multiple
fix
times.
all the rubbing first, though.
I do, and I still need to
What's rubbing?
Everything.
everything. Well, more lift will eliminate that. So that's the best fix for it. Like,
Enough lift for 35s?
I'm pretty sure David's had 35s on his
I
Forester
think
before.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, it might have been 33s.
No, he had 32s.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they were 32s.
Yeah.
But it still looks sick as.
Yeah. No, the idea is just got to work out space in the front subframe a bit, just make it a bit easier on the CVs.
The other thing, even 33s would look really awesome on that.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
would. Bit more poke on it would be
And-
good
and
too.
Big arches on the side. Big
Wait.
fan flares.
Is that the car I think on the back?
The
The one that ate a bolt or a...
that's the one that ate a bolt.
Yeah.
I ended up selling that one to a mate, and yeah, it kind of munched on the bolt, and I had to fix that head up.
I mean,
Yeah.
that munching on that bolt was no fault of your own.
No, but I managed to actually fix that head, even though it was pretty smashed up, and I managed to actually save that. I
Fair enough.
kind of surprised myself that I managed to
Okay.
save it.
You've
But-
got Jason confused. And it tows that load okay?
Well, not legally on the road. That was just because I needed to move it in the backyard.
Oh, okay.
To move it on the road, I actually just hooked it up to a Land Cruiser.
Okay.
But
So that makes more sense.
it does. But moving it from just from around the yard with the low range and that thing, it's great.
Is the Land Cruiser yours too?
Nah, it's my dad's. But yeah, borrow it whenever I need to pick up a car.
You did borrow a few things from your dad, like
Oh.
the Bobcat to move the shipping.
I
in.
don't,
Yeah.
It's not a... you wouldn't call that Bobcat. I feel like that's a bit bigger than a Bobcat. I thought the Bobcats were the little boys.
Yeah, no. Well, the one you're thinking of is the big backer we had when we picked up the hoist, the freebie hoist.
That's what I mean. It wasn't a Bobcat. It was a backhoe. Like it was an
excavator.
Big boy.
Yeah, well, we had the proper big backer there.
Yeah.
The one that's got the
front
bucket
end loaders.
Yeah, it's basically a front end loader, but it's got the bucket on the back.
Yeah.
Basically a tractor with a bucket on the front. But they're great.
It's sad that I'm licensed to drive them.
I'm surprised someone trusted you two.
Exactly.
Yeah, so when we were moving 3P, like relocating and
Do you have pictures of that?
all that fun
That's
stuff.
I think I do still have them, but...
I got you, bro. I got you.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's got it.
I got you, bro. By the way, don't cancel the stream thing. Just you can minimize it. Just remove it from the stream because your stream sharing stopped.
Yeah, I know. Just click stop sharing at the top.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't
No.
actually just close it all down.
Yeah. So we got. This is a V. Well, his dad actually came.
How'd they get it there?
So his dad did drive. Huh?
How'd they get that there?
And back in
Alright.
the truck.
Yeah, we had the truck.
You
It came...
actually own something to tow that?
Pardon?
You actually own something to tow that?
Yeah, well, we put it on the car trailer. That same car trailer you saw there. But then we had that hooked up to the back of the truck.
Yeah, they have a big because your dad does
Earth
landscaping, yeah.
Earth moving.
Yeah.
Alright.
So
What, truck and dog?
Just, we've got the truck there, the excavator, backhoe, bobcat.
But yeah, so Philip was the guy who bought 3P's old hoist. Was it you or your dad?
Well, my dad.
Yeah. So they got pretty excited and yeah.
Still
I wish I was there that day to watch that happen.
It wasn't even that scary. Like
We basically unbolted it, and then when it came to getting this, it's just hook it up, and then it just picked it up.
yeah, the hardest part was making sure we could hook it up without anything sliding anywhere.
Yeah.
But once we got it hooked up, it was literally gone.
Yeah.
Like his dad, we were going to attempt to come from the front, but it was too big to fit in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had to go around the back.
Yeah. Good thing the roller at the back opened a lot more.
Yeah. So it was... Yeah, there's one of the vehicles Philip can borrow if he ever needs it.
Can I borrow it?
He can legally drive it.
It's true.
Well, it is, legally drivable on roads.
That too.
It's
Just-
it's an
just
automatic.
maybe avoid the
It's
highway.
just very slow.
Why?
It is. I think
Well,
80
you want
k's
side
is its
sliding.
absolute maximum.
Yeah, if it can reach that.
Yeah, if it can reach that.
Actually, yeah, we have lots of photos of it because I just thought it was a great thing.
Do you have to take a lighter in the back?
Oh yeah, so there you go. That's how we can answer it like that. Yeah, so he put the hoist on the trailer, and
Which the trailer's sitting to the very left there by the looks of it.
Yeah.
and then what do we call it? The backhoe.
Yeah, back up.
It goes up into the truck. But pretty
Old
much.
school forward trucks.
Yeah, it's an old school international Acco.
Yeah.
It's got the Cummins 555 in it.
They're awesome.
Real old school.
So yeah, it was a bit of a tight fit to get in and out, but it happened. We succeed. Look at that sexy dude in the background there. Sorry, I just noticed.
I see a button, a belly button hole.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, there's it on the trailer there.
There's a Liberty in the background.
there's a really clean, straight Liberty in the background.
Very straight.
Oh, this was the day as well, wasn't it?
When
Which
it
one?
was
The
straight.
day your dad saw it? Was it
Yeah,
this day?
that's because he was at one point when you were selling it, he saw it and he was thinking of buying it.
Yeah. So,
He's
I guess
not
he's happy that you got it.
Sort of, yeah.
He's
Well, it-
probably happy you got it, not happy the condition it's in.
No, but he's when he saw it, because he was over when it got dropped off, and then when he's like, "Where's the damage?" and I showed him, he's like, "That's nothing. We can fix that." And I'm like, "All right, if you're that confident."
But yeah, so pretty much that's... Yeah, there you go. It's a pretty old truck too. But it works.
Oh, it's a great truck. It's
They're all
just
cabos.
well, the cab's been repaired multiple times because
Yeah.
it's just an old cab. They end up rusting, but when you just weld some new plates and new steel plates and sheets onto the top and whatnot. And,
So what
Maybe-
Cummins motor? Has anyone seen the smoke stain?
No.
12 valve Cummins motor of a Mustang.
I think I've seen that one.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Americans will do anything to make
That,
fun.
that thing is sick though.
Dude, that does hardcore skids.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what next, Philip? Which car next?
Well, so I find it up here. Well, I've got the newest, well, not the newest edition, but the one that I bought beforehand, which I wasn't actually expecting of buying Jacob's one at that point, but that ended up happening.
Yeah, I kind of put him on the spot with that too, guys. Like, I was literally talking to the insurance company. They told me the price. I turned around and instantly rang Philip. I didn't have his mobile number. I called him on Facebook. I gave him a number and I'm like, decide. And he decided.
Yeah, pretty much. And I thought to myself, worst case scenario, if I can't fix it, it's parts for my new GT.
Yeah, and the other thing is, it's the fact that, like we spoke about last week with Rick being here, the motors are worth $3,000 now. The gearboxes are worth $2,500. It's like everything around
So that-
2.5.
Yeah,
It's going back up.
It's valued the same as a STI box. Then.
That's
STI
cool.
60.
But the other, it is. But
Yeah.
the other thing, like I showed Philip today. Like, I think Philip had a field day today because he came to my place to pick up my spare parts that weren't really in spare parts condition.
No.
Like, I had an XED clutch there that was still pretty much brand new, bar the throwout bearing.
Yeah.
Because it's got a brand new MPC clutch in it, which was expensive. But no, yeah. So GT.
Yeah, that's pretty much the newest. Well, not the newest, but yeah.
Yeah, dude, you got to watch what you say. It's not the newest.
Yeah, no, it's not anymore. But no, it's pretty much just a dead stock GT at this point.
Yeah.
How long it's going to stay stock is another question, but just nice GT, 4-speed auto, 5-speed auto. Sorry,
Oh, hang on.
they have the nice ones.
Well, Stephen Cotter has been out of the loop for a very long time.
Yeah.
Jacob's
Wow.
bug eye is
With
dead.
your white bug STI.
Dead.
I spent lots of money on it. It kept breaking. I ended up putting a brand new clutch in it. 3 weeks after I put a clutch in it, throwout bearing failed. Jacob got
very upset.
very aggravated and decided to pull the car apart. And yeah, that happened, 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
About that.
It's probably close to 3 years ago now.
You made some good money from that engine though.
Oh yeah, the engine was good.
It's gone back a
Not
while.
really that long.
Yeah, and the only reason I parted it was because, like, even with, like, as everyone's seen now, all the prices on Subarus have just skyrocketed. I had people laughing at me wanting $8,000 for a stroked STI for $8,000. I think I was asking.
That's a
They were
really
laughing
good.
at me.
That's a really good deal.
Yeah,
Now.
just because.
Yeah.
Well, just in
Just,
general.
just because the clutch was broken, everyone thought, oh no, there could be something else wrong, and I'm like, it's literally a clutch. Like, worst case, you are $1,500
Yeah.
for a clutch. But yeah, everyone was laughing at me, so I literally turned around and went, well, you know what? Let's see you laugh when I pull this apart. And then everyone got mad that I pulled it apart, and I'm like, well,
Well, that's the thing. Nobody wanted to buy it complete.
yeah. I'm like, I made more from the running gear, like, so just the motor setup and the gearbox, than people were offering me for the car, and I'm just like, yeah, nah.
Yeah.
So that's what happened to the STI. I had
Many tears was shit.
yeah, that one hurt.
And what happened with the shell? Did you end up sending that to get crushed, or did you sell that off?
Oh yeah, no, I tried to sell the shell because obviously STI shell with the VIN, the ECU, full loom. I was trying to sell that for, like, I think I had like $3,000 up for it. Again, people didn't want to pay, so yeah, I just, even to the stage where instead of just sending the shell to scrap, I drilled off the VIN plates to make sure no one could do it.
Mm.
So
What a butthole.
oh yeah, I was.
But you
I
guys
was
did that
pretty-
at 3P anyway. So
No,
people
that
could
was at
reduce the cost.
Trinity. I didn't even pull it apart. That's how mad I was at people. I made that much money. I paid someone to pull apart my STI whilst I worked at a shop that pulled apart Subarus.
Yeah, right.
Like, I was mad. I was just like, I don't want to have a bar of this. Here's the car. Tell me how much to pull it apart. I'll give you the money. I'll sell the parts. So yeah, I was just pretty mad.
Yeah.
So it, yeah. Sorry, Philip. So
Yeah.
but yeah, no. Steve
look,
says,
there's
I remember
someone-
you telling me to buy stuff from my bug from yours. Was just curious. Sorry to cut you off, Phil. Yeah, no. That's pretty much the rundown.
It was a
Um,
nice bug eye though.
Yeah. So
It would have been better if you let me drive it.
And we have someone saying hi as well.
and yeah, Kyle says hi, lads. Hey man.
Hey, how's it
But yeah, so we'll jump back to
Eamon let me drive his car.
What, when he had it?
When he had it, yeah.
Yeah.
When it was actually running nice.
Yeah.
And then there was that bloody car show around the
I-
corner at the top.
as much as I want to put it up. Cito's not here, so I probably could get away with putting it up,
going?
My butt?
but I'm not putting it up.
No?
I'm not putting it up.
Yeah. I don't think Cito's going to appreciate that.
But
one.
no,
yeah.
Let's jump back to Phil.
That's where we got our title from.
Yeah. So, what else have we got, Philip? So we got Outback, which is NA, yeah?
Yeah, it's NA at the moment. I did have ideas for it, but I've just kind of loved how reliable it's been.
Yeah.
It's just so basic.
You mean reliable with diesel oil?
Yeah, well, I basically just tossed 15W40 diesel engine oil in it just because it,
Not
after
gonna...
I rebuilt it, I forgot to do the separator plate behind the flywheel.
Yeah.
And then that just stopped the leak, and it's just been running fine ever since.
Well, oddly enough, you know Paul, yes?
Yep.
He swore by using diesel oil.
Yeah, well,
Where is
we mainly...
He's been extremely sick.
Alright.
Like, he was sick before COVID started, and he has not been
Wow.
able to do anything. Yeah, he's off work.
Wow.
I talked to him the other day because I'm obviously pretty concerned that one of our main dudes just stopped coming. But yeah, he's
Yeah.
very sick. But it's Philip's night.
Yeah.
So,
I
Philip.
remember him saying something about that
Yeah.
oil before, but yeah, no, I mainly just used that oil because Baco Bobcat is the same oil that's used in that.
Yeah.
So since we buy it in bulk, I just dump it in the Outback because it's cheap enough.
Well, did I ever tell you what I did with my old Mazda 323? Whilst you look for the next photo, I'll mention what I did with my old 323.
Hang on, I'll
So,
bring this down. Oh, you already got it.
It used to chew through oil. Like, I used to do services all the time. I used, what was it, HPR 50?
Yep.
So the real thick boy stuff. With not stop leak, with worn engine treatment. So the real glumpy stuff to thicken the oil up even more.
Yeah, right.
It still used to burn oil. So I ended up getting to the stage, because that was like nearly $100 for 5 litres of oil and the additive. I ended up just using my old sump oil. I just got mad and I'm just like, yeah, let's just keep topping it up with this. So I'm like, it can't be any worse than nothing, could it? Like, it was changed every 5,000 Ks and it just burn off before 5,000 Ks. So it's like,
Well, you know.
Fair.
Well, that was just like my Forester that used to run on 200 ml of oil.
yeah, that's fine.
But at least you know if it's burning oil, at least it still has oil in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my Honda burns that much oil that we pretty much don't need to service the
That-
car.
that-
It's because it's a Honda.
We
I was
still
going to
do.
say that's a Honda
That's
thing.
a Honda thing,
Like,
yeah.
especially with the old school VTEC.
My-
that's
my-
definitely-
my old
we should kick
CRV
him
used
out
to
now
do
that
that.
He brought it up.
Yeah. But no. Next, what do we got next?
I'm
We
gonna
got
make
another
an
car?
attempt to actually fix it though.
We will when it pops up.
Just a lot of sticky tape. Melts it to all the cracks in it.
No, it's just a lot of RTV.
Not a
Like-
what?
RTV. We've got the distributor, RTV'd in. We've got the VTEC solenoid, RTV'd in.
Have you seen that cool sticky tape that you can get that stops leaks, like even when they're happening?
I feel like it's a gimmick.
Is that tape that's meant to just stick to itself in a
He's
sense?
really trying to make me break. I'm not going to let him break me. I'm strong. Oh, here we go. So this is probably the main car we know.
Hey, Jason,
This
they
is
sell them
definitely going to
20
be the
litres
one
up
that
now.
everyone knows.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Because the only thing that I can see that is actually causing the leak is
you can add
the
it. Phil.
valve stem seals.
Yeah.
So
Pretty
it's
sure I
going straight
did.
through when we hit VTEC mostly.
Or do I have to click it there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is your what?
2.4 litre.
Well, this is my
Yeah, but
1992
then we got to
Subaru
do all the
Liberty.
manufacturing work behind it.
It's-
Which
It's
is
something
classified as a...
Do whatever the fuck you want.
Technically
We've
an
got the
RS
B-Series.
Turbo, but
Yeah.
it's
We've got a
well,
B-Series.
it's not
Oh, yeah.
technically an RS Turbo.
But K series is
because
sitting
it
the other way
started
around.
its
I'm pretty
life
sure you
out
need
as
to-
a front-wheel drive 2.2 liter non-turbo.
Are you lying? I always thought it was actually a turbo all the time.
It is actually it's turbo all-wheel drive now.
But I thought it was genuine.
Unfortunately not. But you would just not be able to tell. That's
Well, and
that's
now
how good
I know.
it is.
Something Dave mentioned, which is
But no, so what's been done to this one? Is it still stock as well?
Well, I'm currently running a J-Speed ECU in there,
The motor.
which is some random one that I found from some JDM sale place,
Yeah.
and it's pretty awesome. It's basically a chipped GC8 ECU, so I got a switch in there.
Do you know what brand it was?
It's like I said, J-Speed.
Oh, J-Speed one. Yep.
Yeah.
Is that the same one like what
Huh?
about the event for that car.
The VIN, yeah, that's what I said. That started its life as a front wheel
I
drive.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Robbins is
faster and
much faster and much more gangster. Sorry to say, Phil, but
That's all good.
like you know the one we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
It-
colour did it originally start as?
This one?
Yeah, did you
Mine-
paint it?
I didn't paint it. I actually bought it. I bought it from Russell up at Subi Evolution at Brendale.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That's,
Did he do the conversion or?
I'm not 100% sure. The initial store when I bought it actually had a bit of damage.
It's a
on,
RS converted.
yeah, it had a bit of damage on the back of it, which I've since got my mate at a panel shop to fix, which unfortunately
Oh, it turns out I'm
shut his
echoing.
business down. But
Is this the panel shop that's up there?
yeah,
Do you actually
unfortunately.
still own all these vehicles currently?
Yes,
He's got a few.
Yes.
2.5 acres.
Where do you live?
Where do you live? I want to visit.
Out near Capalaba.
Yeah. So there's a lot of acreage out there.
There's a lot of acreage places out there.
Am I still echoing, Jason? I don't know why. I'll try to
Is it
face
the
this.
area that you live in?
Oh, sort of. I mean, I'd consider it that, but everyone's erected mansions around us,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I've still got the small house.
Like the Mount Gravatt, Calvo Road kind of area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
With
That's
the-
fancy and
with the-
very expensive.
Yeah.
With the conversion that's been done to that, one thing that actually does come to mind is something Robin mentioned to me a couple of years back when I had my silver Subaru.
Yep.
One thing that
You
he
don't
did,
have Subaru, you're a Honda.
Yeah.
well, one thing he did way back in the day when the GCs were still fairly new, is they'd buy NAs in Australia, and they'd buy half-cut, front-cut turbos from Japan,
Yeah.
ship them over, and swap the components in.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if this was the case with this because all the stuff in there, like wiring and whatnot, and JDM climate control and all that. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's how it
Because
started its life off.
it was cheaper. It was a lot cheaper because brand new you'd pay 20K for an NA,
Yeah.
and like at most. And whereas a turbo would have been 35, 40. It would have cost them less than 10K back then to ship everything over because of more lax laws
Yeah.
and just Japanese not really wanting anything that's been in an accident.
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
too much
that-
of second-hand stuff either that go pretty cheap.
Yes,
Yeah,
and that's the thing. Most of it, as far as I recall, it was mostly like age. Like the older the car, the more you had to pay to keep it on the road and all that kind of stuff. So people would try to get rid of them quicker than in Australia. Like obviously in Australia, you look at the way we take cars. Like
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
a good example are
a
the...
good example is me. I'm currently looking for cars, and
Well,
I
no,
think the newest is a 2003 model.
A really good example is actually the Nissans.
Yeah,
Because a lot of people import those Nissans and sell them, and well, we'll go with the general rule of thumb. We'll go with it cost them $5,000 to import it, plus the cost price. We'll go with that
yeah,
as a nice good number. So let's say, for example, they purchased a car for $10,000, imported it for $5,000, cost them $15,000.
yeah.
Then we had what, 5-10 years later, they dropped down to $5,000 at a $10,000 loss.
Yes. Well, that's the thing.
pretty
It's.
insane.
Can I just ask? Are you trying to bring in something that's been going on lately on Facebook?
No, I'm actually mentioning that because I thought about that afterwards. It's like it's actually pretty interesting.
You know what? You know what
Yeah.
I'm getting at, Phil. Like, have you been following Rohan lately
Not
on Facebook?
too much because
Yeah,
the past few
I'll-
He's
months.
pretty much
I'll
talking
mention
about
that.
saturating markets.
By the way,
Yeah.
that's not us. officially.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no,
right.
that's not
That's
us.
just-
But
Yeah.
that's
It's like us
that
talking
is
about
what happened
Zito's
with
coffee argument.
yeah.
yeah.
But that's actually what happened with a lot of markets.
Yeah.
It's not just the Nissan market that happened to. It's other markets as well where you see.
Well, we're talking about Subarus, not
Yeah.
Nissans or
Yeah.
Hondas.
And we're talking about Philip. Let's jump back to Phil.
And,
Yeah.
and
Philip, do you have a coffee addiction?
Well,
Do you think
yeah,
if you put all your
IT.
Yeah, I'm an IT as well.
I don't know if we
Have you
can
used
do
Camera
us
Jelly
all in
before?
order.
No.
Oh, there we go.
We can do that.
what? Where?
Oh,
That's-
what the hell? No thanks.
What's the question?
That's
That's
kinda-
a li- that,
Old Not Cedo looks like one of those creepy dudes you see
Oh.
on the
There we go.
deportation buddy signs.
how do we do it? So
No, seeing not Cedo sitting
Philip's
up there, I'm
the
expecting a tutorial
No,
on
I
IT.
don't think it will work because he's a guest.
No, he's not me though.
this is doing
Hey,
my.
that's not right.
Jason's made me freak out. No, we can't do it, Jason. No, it's not happening. So Stephen says, what you're saying, I saw a 91 Heritage model with a 96 WRX motor model made to look like an RS at Auto Salon in 1999, and my mate had the same Heritage, and he said cheaper to buy half cut, etc., and install than buy an RS. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it generally is like.
That's
Yeah.
because the obviously brand new in Australia, they would have kept their value for a couple of years before
Yeah.
they started dropping.
No.
It's weird though because I've noticed with a lot
Look
of
at me like it's like what?
Because like you're just over there minding your own business and you're just like no.
but it's weird with the new Subarus though because their value dropped very quickly.
Isn't that just most new cars though? Like when it's brand new, they get a pretty steep drop, and then they sit at a midpoint for a while.
It's
I
really
just feel like
interesting
he
to watch the
couldn't comment
2012
because,
ones because they've actually
his
gone
phone.
down to.
But yeah, no,
Okay.
I do agree,
Yeah.
Stephen. It was definitely like that. But even to the stage where Robin, like I know we're talking about Phil, but Robin built a twin turbo GC8 using two TD04s.
I still want to know the
crazy
logistics
times
behind it.
down
I'll have
there.
to ask him about
Huh?
it. I still want to know the logistics behind it. I'll have to actually ask him about
Probably annoying.
It sounds pretty fun though.
We're talking about Robin. He probably took two up pipes and just cut it and spun it and just went yeet and put them
it. Yeah,
there.
but he could have also set it up
Yeah.
that one turbo comes after the other.
No, I don't feel like that's Robin's style. That's not
true.
Robin's style. I feel like Robin's just
Because
one bank boost, other bank boost.
And I don't think you
all
do that with
boost.
like TD04s by feeding them into each other because
Yeah.
you
That-
need like disproportionate
Yeah, you
size
need a
turbos
compound
to do that.
setup to
Yeah,
do
that's
that.
Compound.
It'd be pretty fun to do it with two TD05s on Gs.
But no,
that, you wouldn't make anywhere near enough boost. Because
and like Jason
you'll-
said, now it's a
you had
20-year
six
tax
cylinder
rise
or
in
eight
models.
Yeah, just
So-
old school JDM
well, no,
tax.
you need a
Yeah.
6-cylinder to make it up.
Exhaust gases for it.
So
That's on the one, right?
but yeah, what other cars? So is the RS the last car you have? Or do you have?
See though.
Yeah, well at the moment they're the only cars I currently own.
Yeah.
What about past cars?
Past cars, well I used to own a Honda CRV, funny enough.
Oh yeah, how about we start with that because
Is that
it's a
what-
very
is that before
interesting
you
story.
Story on how you came into
Do,
Subarus.
do we just deal with that? What's with all this? Wait, is this how you came into Subarus?
This is how I came into Subarus because I already had my RS at the time because I was an apprentice. I saved up like heaps of money. I bought that with all my money, and even though I was a P plater, wasn't allowed to drive it. I was like, it can sit in my garage till I'm on my opens. But yeah, I kind of fell in love with the way it worked and whatnot. And I was just driving up north near Gympie in the Honda.
Hmm.
I was,
You
my
made it
mate's-
that far?
Yeah, it got that far surprisingly.
How many liters of oil did you have to put in?
Surprisingly, it didn't chew any oil.
How much coolant?
It's a
did
It wasn't a real
CRV.
Honda, no. But
The CRV is not a real Honda.
yeah, it's just a B20, non-VTEC though, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
Had to buy the only Honda that didn't have VTEC. But yeah, so I was driving up there, and yeah, my mate in front of me, and he's holding Rodeo Ute rear-wheel drive, so we're just having fun on these dirt roads. I'm following, tailing him, and because they have some weird all-wheel drive system in them, it kind of engages. Well, it engages the rear diff when it thinks you need it. Most of the time, when they get too old, that just doesn't work. Mine happened to still work. So I hit a pothole, it decided to engage the rear diff, and then I start fishtailing off this dirt road almost into a tree.
Oh,
It was, yeah, and I just completely stopped. My mate's like way ahead of me, And then she ends up turning around, checking up on me, what's going on, and I'm like, yeah, it tried to kill me, man. And that's pretty much what made me think, well, I want something that's real all-wheel drive.
Yeah, let's get a proper all-wheel drive, not something that does it when it wants to.
Yeah, and I was actually chasing a Forester at the time because I thought, okay, well, it was either a RS wagon, and I was going to lift it.
Forester in a Honda.
Yeah, or I was going to go for a Forester, but then that green Outback that I've got, that's the one that I bought instead because I just saw it up for sale. This was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's up for sale for $2,000, and I'm like, well, at first I thought the front end was ugly. Not going to lie. Did not like it.
I thought that
Yeah,
was
Fixed that pretty quick though.
Until you saw mine.
Well,
Yeah.
it wasn't. I actually just had nudge bar on and whatnot. It just grew on me. I'm like, whatever. Mechanically, it's what I want because reliable, all-wheel drive, and it had low range. So I was like, awesome.
And then that ugly front bumper that the Foresters get, that little hump in the middle.
Yeah, that's what he had. He had the nudge bar.
Yeah, I had
it's so ugly.
Yeah, I had a nudge bar. Then I went to a proper, like, not like a proper one, but one that sits, a bull bar that sits over it, which I picked up from like central New South Wales. And then later on, I just ended up picking up that bull bar off of that red one that we saw the Outback actually towing.
Ever thought about putting a fire poster on it?
I don't think it's legal to put a fire poster on it, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
It's just some stupid laws they have about 5-post bull bars on cars.
You know what we should do? Put it.
Make your own.
That was a big car.
That was,
No, that was a motorbike, I think.
No,
No,
that was a car. That was a car. That was a car on Kaye.
Yeah.
Rohan, what are you doing? Stop it.
But yeah,
Sorry, I've got to
that's the
start up
story
one
of
more
how I got into Subarus mainly.
That's
So-
crazy.
so-
Saying Honda's got him into Subaru. It's just like saying Good Charlotte got me into heavy metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is an odd thing. Like with me, what got me into Subarus was... Yeah, no, mine's weird.
Yeah, well...
I wouldn't say the Rumble. Like, first off, I always wanted Forester because of my age. I was around when the magazines were like still sex spec days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like Forester slammed on its guts, like wall of subs in the back, and just I'm just like that's it. And then I started looking into it, and I'm like, Subarus can actually do things. Not great, but they can do things.
Yeah.
And I was going to buy a B4 twin turbo, but the issue, it's the same issue I'm going to run into over the next few days, is I'm very impatient.
Yeah.
So Mr. B4 wasn't available when I had my money and wanted to buy a car. So instead of waiting, I went and bought a GC8, which I do. It's a pretty good choice.
With the small rust hole in the boot.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. Stephen knows it. Hot fours and fast fours.
Yeah.
We've been doing a clean up at my place because we're getting Renault soon, and I found all my old magazines.
Wow.
But
I literally just threw out like 50 buddy Hot Fours and Fast Fours DVDs.
I need to say something, and I feel like most people here are going to be disappointed. Some will understand.
But you're not going back to a
It
Subaru.
wasn't... Well, that... If people have me on Facebook, they know that's pretty
we
clear.
kind of already know.
I
I mean,
think
if
they've
anyone
caught the
is
drift.
if anyone has seen his mullet, you'd also get the idea of it.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm getting at. One of the things I noticed when I found all these magazines was the type of magazine I had the most of wasn't Hot Fours and Fast Fours.
It was Playboy.
It was...
Besides them.
There goes our monetization.
is
Start.
is Street Commodores.
Yeah, no, that one I can believe.
So
Can't you tell from the airstyle?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I had a lot of Street Commodores, and I'm most likely going to end up in... I'm not going to say Commodore because it's not a Commodore.
It's a Caprice.
It's a Caprice or Statesman.
Fully electric.
So does this mean that every day we're going to see you with a kebab?
No.
Oh.
No, but you're going to see him driving along with SSVs on the front and Stockos on the rear.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's how it's going to go down.
Steven's one of the boys. He knows how it is. He knows how it is. Queen Street, Smash, Rigoli Bros, etc. was the scene in Sydney. That's what I mean. Like, that's what got me... As odd as it is for a Subaru, like, that's what got me into it. Like, the sex spec days, because Foresters were just... They had the cool sounding exhaust, and they just looked dope with lots of speakers in them.
I'm contemplating on going to golfs just because they backfire like
Yeah.
a mother.
No,
Yeah.
what,
Yes.
I just love how Cito's like, Cito's
Where's
here.
this going?
Cito's here. He's just currently sitting behind working on his
He is over
iPad
there.
But
thing.
like go through one of the tunnels and having that go off through
Yeah.
the tunnel.
Yeah.
And as Zeb speaks, I can just see
Well, yeah, you're in the
Cito.
middle of doing
Every
something,
time he
yeah.
starts speaking, Cito just looks
Yeah, where
to
it's
just
gonna
see
go.
where it's going to go.
I told
and
you I
what's
was
gonna
looking
happen.
better. I
Yeah.
told you.
It's true.
And Jason is correct. Like I thought we
His neck's not red.
established
His
this
face is, though.
when we talked about my Liberty. Like it was just an upper class Commodore.
Yeah, basically, I mean, it's real wheel drive at that point
Yeah,
anyway.
so now I'm getting rid of my upper class Commodore for
A
an
low-class
actual
Commodore.
upper class Commodore.
It's a caprice.
Because it's a caprice.
It's a caprice.
But yes, now back to
You should just go with the original idea of getting an
It's crazy
RX-8.
because
You want
for
something
someone
unreliable
that
and
could
you
say
want to fix all
that,
the
that
time.
he's going to go to a Caprice Commodore, but he's asking people for a XR6.
Oh, I'll get an XR6 as well.
Not many people can say that they like both breeds.
Yeah.
So okay.
That's
Se-
just like my boss with the four
Seems
strings
everyone
and the
wants
Commodore
to
ladder in it.
pick on Jacob again today.
That's every day.
Philip,
Yeah.
you can join in because obviously you enjoy it as much as everyone else.
Don't we all?
I was a mechanic apprentice, so I've dealt with cars. In my experience, Ford made the better 6s and Holden made the better 8s.
Chevy made the better 8s.
So that's my reasoning for it.
XR8s
Yeah, no,
aren't
the
bad,
Ford-
though.
I know, but I've seen more issues with an XR8, like the bosses, than I have with the LSs.
And the Ford 6s are really good.
And that's what I mean. So, like, I'm
Ford 6s
a
are
Holden
getting
guy
more
through and
brutal.
through.
They are.
I'm a Holden guy through and through. Like, V8 supercars, all Holden.
Well, the
No
LS is
question.
a great motor, so.
But, like I said, when it comes to 6s, you cannot compare the, what is it, L67 with a supercharger on it to a Barra.
No, there's
Or
no
even-
competition.
The Intech 4 litres. It's like, does not work. So,
Just real quick, did you remember to show the thing?
Not yet.
I have a feeling that's Got PSI is I'm pretty sure it's a Barra, but
Yeah.
he's apologising for us deterring again. But no, and no, Jason, I'm monitoring comments, hence why you see me laughing and looking away trying to control myself before I click things. Because
Or
I
not
have
click
become a mature adult in the last 42 streams. Well, this is number 42, so
Yeah.
Is that the meaning of life?
That's what I was gonna say, man.
Yeah, on
That's why
on
I'm on
stream.
this stream.
well, that's
the meaning
thing.
of stream.
The meaning is stream.
So Philip.
Yeah, so it's a territory with 700 at-wheel horse. Oh, I would love one.
There's some pretty mad Barra swaps out there.
No, that
You mean
you've
like
seen the
the
territories,
all-
yeah.
Territories have them standard,
Yeah,
but I've
but they
seen.
come out all-wheel drive as well.
Yeah,
Ugh.
but there was one which it kind of whooped my ass at the drag strip because, as everyone knows, the RS keeps breaking every time I send it down the drag strip.
Every time.
Every time. But there was this what was it, the smaller one, Cortina, Ford Cortina. Some dude had shoved a Barra in it, running 40 psi. It was an
sick.
absolute monster. I think it was running like 6.4s.
And
down
your RS couldn't beat it.
Of course not. Like that's running like 6.4 seconds down a quarter mile.
What's your excuse? Why can't your RS do that?
It just keeps breaking every
Yours
time. I
is
take it
all-wheel
down the
drive.
road.
What
His
was the last
Cortina
one? It
wouldn't
was
have
the
been all
I
right.
know
reservoir,
somebody
right?
else is doing
Yeah,
that.
the last one was the coolant reservoir. It just because it was the old Bakelite. Well, I think they're Bakelite, but the plastic one it just exploded.
I know
Before
somebody else
that?
is doing 6
Oh,
fours.
they're the weird ones with the chrome surround?
Yeah, and before that it was the coils that kind of like
Oh, you had a great time.
Oh yeah, the coils.
the
Yeah.
coils, man. And then I realized that they were all busted, and because I'm pretty sure those ones are like the Bakelite crap rubbish ones.
Did you end up doing the conversion?
Yeah, well, I did the HECs.
Yep.
And they've solved all that so good. And then yeah, with the other one, I retrofitted the GC8 coolant tank onto it.
Yep.
Had to make a bracket and just not machine it, but just cut that out. Mostly grinder doing it. But yeah, It was great.
I think that's what Jason's saying to help your
Yeah, nice.
RS.
Yeah.
I reckon that's what it needs.
It's definitely what it is. Or more boost.
Did you mention your ECU?
The ECU on J-Speed, yeah.
Rohan. Yeah, he mentioned the J-Speed.
Yeah.
He mentioned it, which like
although-
I've done videos on before where it's a chipped ECU, where they take the factory ECU, add a chip that modifies.
Yeah.
It's like a piggyback, but it's
But
built
it's
from-
very strange because J-Speed really didn't make many
No, they're-
ECUs.
they're-
Wait, didn't you buy that off us?
No, I actually bought that off of some guy out at Greenbank who had it imported a GC8 front cut from Japan, like an STI front cut, and it had that ECU in it, and it was the same plug setup. So I was like, alright. Well, I think it was that. Might have just been a normal Rex. But, yeah, it's a standard Rex ECU until you turn the chip on, which, it's just a resistor
Oh,
you
it
need
has
to
a
cut over.
switch.
Well, there's a resistor you need to cut over. I believe it's a resistor that to obviously enable it to use the chip.
Yeah.
If you just join that with a switch, you can bypass the chip and go back to a stock tune.
That's pretty cool.
And I've got that sitting on that little square fascia under the dash that says Subaru. It's just little switch there and stock tune of 11 psi, or
Yeah.
the J-Speed one it's sitting at 16.
So you know what else you need
Yeah,
to do.
most
then?
of the time it's 16, wasn't it?
Yes, most of the time 16, except that one time for some reason my car was just boosting at 20 psi.
We've all had that happen.
It was great fun.
So the difference between the two, besides the PSI, is obviously how much fuel it uses.
Oh man, it
Have
just-
you got a Y-band to watch?
No,
Because that's one thing I'd probably recommend.
all I know is it runs super rich when you turn the chip on.
But no,
And it
yeah,
pops
we've
back.
all, well, oh, I was about to say we've all experienced overboosting, but I mean,
Hang on.
Now we fall.
yeah, everyone on screen has experienced overboosting.
Yeah.
Sadly, yes.
I feel like I've experienced the most because I don't know if you ever heard. I've got a video of it somewhere.
Where? Sure.
I'll show you one day. It was kind of scary. My my bug eye when I was trying to diagnose boosting issues with the big turbo. What happened was it may or may not have overboost. So you know how the turbo smarts have to 25 pound or 30 pound?
Yeah.
Is it 30 pound or 25
30.
pound? No, I think it's 25. So it goes 25. It actually went past that and was pretty much up and down
Yeah.
when
right.
I was messing with my wastegate. So it felt amazing. And you know how a normal person, when that happens once, they're like,
Quick, turn it down.
let's stop and not do this again. I did it like 3 times just to confirm. Because I'm like, hey, like I've done it and I've seen it and I'm like, oh, that's not good. And I'm like, hey, person in the passenger seat, can you tell me if I'm seeing this right? And I did it again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's probably not good. And I'm like, okay, whoever's in the back, can you record this to make sure? And
I was running 15 in my fours, and then I went for a drive, and it went to 28, and that scared the living crap out of me.
it's a great feeling, but it's not good.
It's absolutely great. Like it feels great when you hit boost, but yeah, it is a scary feeling at the same time.
It's just like, is it going to yeet itself or not?
Thankfully, it didn't.
Yeah, no, mine didn't either.
My CVs did.
Because unlike everyone else, I did what Jacob did and kept going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's fun.
It is.
hell yeah.
It's good fun.
So, like
That's
like-
my favourite part of CVs.
Jacob.
of you.
are we
Yeah,
kicking
right.
you out now?
Maybe.
Well, give us a little bit, John, and we'll pump through some photos, and then we'll get you in.
Yeah, I don't care, man.
Is that
Yeah.
okay?
You've just got to throw the black guy out.
You can't say that on stream.
I'm not on stream.
Fair enough.
That's just yeah.
Well, yeah, it's only the back half of his
Okay, so
head,
Mr.
yeah.
Philip, what photos have we got next? So that's all the cars, yes?
That's pretty much all the cars. The only other one I had was a Forester I fixed up, but I ended up selling that to my nephew.
Do you have any photos for your lift kit?
Less
Well-
than 8K?
My lift kit, well, the lift kit that I had to make myself.
Yeah,
I
do you have
actually.
any cars for less than 8K
No.
for sale?
How about that RS though?
How about I give you $1,000 for a H6?
And what, we drop it into a Forester?
Maybe.
The Black Forester that's been owned by one of the guys out the front.
It's behind you somewhere.
he thought it was Cedo. No.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Was.
No, it wasn't,
No.
Jason.
It was, Jason. It
Yeah,
really
Zeb,
was.
39.
It was.
Next to Mango.
No, it was not
The
Cedo.
left of Mango.
Cedo's sitting here freaking out.
That one.
Jason asked if it was you who said that thing about throwing
That I-
someone out.
that I
That Zeb
said.
said.
Yeah.
But no, so
But
what
yes, it
photos
was
we
you.
got? Let's hit some photos.
Alright.
Well-
Because if you've got photos, you can.
You might wanna
We'll
share.
get it up, and we'll just. You know how you can just go
Yeah.
next, and we'll just go through them.
Well, Rohan seems to want to hear more about my lift kit that I've made.
Yep.
So.
Well, I mean, you still haven't mentioned that.
Can you
What?
make-
Oh yeah, no, the tool that I brought in today because I just found it that I used to actually make the bolts for my lift kit.
Can you make me a lift kit for my car?
That everyone seems to think is over-engineered.
Yeah, it's just
What? They think that's over-engineered.
Yeah,
It's
it's
only
just-
'cause
it's-
the poles on the side are heavy as hell.
yeah. Well, the poles bit on the side being heavy is for a fact that after I did a few bolts because the die in here went blunt, rather than buying a new one, I just got a steel pipe, slid it over the side when this was locked in a vise, and kept cutting away. Like the die in this is probably super blunt now.
But the other thing I was going
It
to
did the
say,
job.
you can put a fairly large die into
You,
that.
you can put a massive die
It's
in
not
here.
like one. Normally you see the
didn't
little
say
kits.
it. I didn't
Okay.
say it.
But yeah, you
Yeah.
normally see a tap and die set where it only goes up to like not very big.
Yeah,
It
they're
looks like
usually
a
metric
U.
12, I think, is
Yeah.
the maximum. Well, this one's actually 10.
They'd
But
do
this
the
one's-
U-bolts to Utes, wouldn't it?
Maybe, but this
They'd
is
do
a
diff bolts.
this is a metric 14 by 1.5. It's the same thread pitch as the rear
stub.
cradle bolts on the rear subframe of a Subaru. And well, you can't really buy longer bolts. So what I had to do is screen
But it
share
was
it
so far away over there.
using this tool here.
If it wants to screen share.
It should screen share.
There we go.
Using that tool there, basically cut longer bolts. So these are rear hub bolts out of a Camry.
Couldn't have you used the rear hub bolts out of a Subaru?
They were too long.
Yeah, you did have that issue.
I did have that issue, and while I could have chopped them down,
You gotta.
I thought using the
really
ones that
actual-
were already
Yeah.
the length that I needed,
Yeah, true.
I just had to cut the thread. I mean, that's a lot of thread I had to cut onto it, and doing it all manually with this.
Why do you need that much thread though?
Just because,
Because I was going to say, if you need that much thread, isn't that too much?
yes and no, but I wanted to, I wanted to make sure.
You wanted to be safe.
I did have to chop a bit off though.
Yeah.
So I did
So
have.
he could have used the Subaru.
You could have.
It was the problem of I'd have to cut too far down.
Yeah.
So I wanted one that already had a thread started, so it made it easier to
You
go
can just
through.
continue
I
it,
have a
yeah.
question. Why can't you get a pipe, a hollowed out pipe, and weld it onto the end of that and put it on the drill so you can drill it straight down instead of doing it manually?
Because, well, when you're cutting with this, you need to do a few turns and then back away. Because you need to.
That's the best, especially when you're cutting. You want to start it and then back it
Yeah.
out so you get rid of.
Like, I
the-
still think there's a little
gunk.
bit of oil left in here from when I had to.
There definitely
use
is oil and grease
Yeah,
left in
there's
there.
We'll
definitely-
quickly jump to some comments whilst we're thinking. So, Jared saying RB Killer is running, but yeah, not okay. That's from my post. And I would agree with that. The way the
Yeah.
market is at the moment, a car that's making over 300, a GC8 making over 300 kilowatts, definitely worth around the 40k mark. And there you go. Jason has a question for you.
I have no
Read,
idea.
read it out though.
I have-
Read it.
oh.
Read it.
From Jason here. They look super long. Do they flex? Well, honestly, not sure. And I haven't had any issues with it since I've put it in. And they're solid bolts, so. But the way it is been in between the rear subframe there. I actually bought some Land Cruiser lift blocks, which
Yeah.
were 75 mil, and I cut them in half.
So you're doing body lift as well as suspension lift?
Yeah, there's a bit of body lift on the rear end, just because I didn't want to
To
spend
balance
money on the camber adjustable
Yeah.
arms and whatnot. And then same with the trailing arm. I don't have a photo of that here, but I made it a spacer for that, which I got, just the plate from one of the other ones, cut it and then just welded, box tube in between it,
Yeah.
space that out.
Any of this work, do you actually have to get a engineer to actually get it back on the road, or you just drive it around as per normal?
For what it is, you don't actually need,
Yeah.
that sort of thing for that sort of lift.
Yeah,
Because it doesn't exceed 50 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's probably why he went 45.
Yeah. So I've got 45, and that's not all the body. It's 35 mil in like suspension, and then 15 in the tires,
Yeah.
which is like the maximum I can do for the tires.
Yeah.
And the front suspension, I just put king springs in there to do that lift.
Yeah.
Because it just made more sense to do that way.
Yeah.
It's the same deal when I worked at Petters. We had the 2-inch lift kits, and well, you didn't need anything specific for it.
Yeah. It's pretty much
It's
the way.
just-
it is.
yeah.
So how much would it have cost all up for your lift kit? Would it have cost cheaper than buying one?
It
outright?
definitely did, and pretty much, having to
Yeah,
cut
with
it
the
there.
prices that we saw last week.
Last time I remember when I checked online, I think it's SubiLift Oz, do the most popular ones,
Yeah.
and I think it's like $700-800.
Yeah.
And I think all up, my lift probably cost me $150.
Would you actually go out and make them for other people?
I personally wouldn't, but I'd be more than happy to give that knowledge away to people to make their own.
Yeah.
And that sort of deal, like this tool here. I mean, not everyone has a lathe at home to make the center bit,
Yeah.
but that's the sort of thing, like, you just got to get that, well, these on the side, and then you've got a big die, or you can buy a die holder for them, but I didn't look up prices when I thought I would just make one out of scrap steel lying around. And yeah, it's just a matter of a cheap lift.
Ben says this sounds sketchy without a full chassis. It's well, with Subarus, like
What isn't sketchy?
as
about
far
a
as I
Subaru?
know, when you do, lifted Subarus always, in my eyes, sketchy.
They always are a bit sketchy.
Yeah, but
How did David get away with it? Because like he never actually lifted his.
no, David did.
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah,
Like 1 week he'd come in, it's
Yeah.
lifted. Next week he comes
came
in,
in with
it's
like
slammed.
he came
the
in with
following
like
week it's
2-inch
lifted.
lifted blocks in it.
But like he's come in, it's rear wheel drive, it's nearly touching the ground, full sec spec to the days,
yeah,
and then he'll come in and it's lifted with 33s on it.
yeah, no,
All-wheel
he was
drive,
special.
yeah.
But like it was all drive too.
Yeah.
He's gone from rear wheel drive.
He would have
and
had
then
a- he
converted
would have
it
had
back
another
to
setup.
all-wheel drive,
Yeah.
and then he changes it back.
Yeah, he has more patience than I do. I know I don't do
He
that.
must just love pulling it apart.
He
Yeah.
literally doesn't sleep.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
He doesn't sleep. Well, he sleeps more now than he did back then. But
Like
he's-
he should run a
he still
24-hour
doesn't sleep.
childcare center.
I'm not clicking it,
Click
but
it,
us
click it.
four can laugh.
Yeah.
Sarah's like, I need to see am I laughing as well?
Were we talking about that earlier with Gal?
But let's not go there. Let's just ignore that.
I had to.
Yeah, so what we got next, Mr. Philip?
Well, I've got one more photo of the lift in the rear, which I haven't fully explained.
Yep.
So, and the back was just a spacer in between the strut at the top there.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
And I bought brand new KYBs.
So
'cause-
again, it's just slightly it's the
Yeah.
cheaper way than because if you looked at
and you can
what's his name's the other day, Rick's from last week, he had roughly the same setup.
Yeah,
It's just instead you've made it yourself, whereas he's got someone who's engineered it and he's used
Yeah.
this.
and yeah, I think I'm not sure what brand his one is, but it's one of the off-the-shelf ones you can buy.
It was a Subios.
Yeah.
Was it Subios setup?
See that?
Yes. Was it Subios the lift kit Rick uses?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Whatever happened to
you can
all the
see.
people that you got from that off-road Subi club.
But yeah, no, and again, before you
They
keep
kinda just rocked
diving,
up one day and then just
Stephen
doubled from
is
there.
encouraging Jason,
Sort of them,
Yeah.
saying, haha, keep pushing, you'll
Yeah.
get... No,
No, I don't know what happened.
I'm mature.
Unless
Yeah.
I'm
we continue?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
pretty straightforward. You can see that there's the spacer block for the subframe there. Then the strut, which that one is a solid piece of aluminium between the strut and the body there.
Yeah.
Which obviously has been cut and it's been drilled out properly for it, and it's got some heavy nylock nuts on there with some longer bolts that I put on there.
Yeah.
Can I come use your tools?
And yeah, then obviously at the front with the trailing arm, there's a bit of a spacer there.
Yeah, I heard it too. Thank you.
But yeah, no, that's cool.
I need your address.
Oh no,
But yeah, that's pretty much the basis of that lift kit. And the front's just a king
just big
spring.
springs.
which is so much better to drive on the thicker springs.
Yeah,
and-
because the other thing is they tend to be rear, like lower in the rear.
yeah.
Harrison said, "Mr. Bitterbacon, how are you good?"
Gorgeous.
I am gorgeous, but I'm average because I don't have a car.
Yeah.
Unless you have one for AK.
What do you mean? You just take your phone with you. That's what most people do nowadays. No, Jason.
Just take your phone, laptop, whatever with you.
Your whole desktop.
Yeah, just carry your whole computer screen in there.
He goes to move his screen, rings up Nathan. Cito, the screen went black. What happened?
I touched it.
You know, I dropped it in the bowl.
Okay, Philip, next. Next.
No, he said that was the last one, didn't he?
That was the last of the lift kit?
That was the last
What
one.
other photos do you have? Because I know you've done some silly, stupid things.
Well, there is the one where, it's pretty simple, but it's a pretty good DIY fix for whoever wants to not spend heaps of money at Subaru for a shifter linkage.
I didn't.
I didn't
Robin
either.
did. Robin did for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you pay Robin.
Yeah,
the
but I
last
didn't do it personally.
3P Wrecking fixed mine
Yeah.
for free when they fixed my gearbox.
I basically rebuilt the little shifter linkage there with $5 worth of parts.
What did you inject Molly into it or something? Oh, Polly, sorry.
Well, that's just a bit of a rubber hose from Clark Rubber. And then there's a stainless steel bolt, nylock nuts, and some washers in there. Just, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. So
It
what did you
works.
drill the old pin out?
I cut the old pins out with a grinder, just cut that off, cleaned it all up, and instead of also putting that roll pin back on the gearbox,
Yeah.
it was just a bolt with a nylock nut on it so it won't come off, because that roll pin's it's a pain to
Oh,
get
it
out.
is. I wouldn't say it's a pain to get out. It's a pain to get in
Yeah, it's
when the gearbox is in the car.
because of the spot that it's in. Like,
Yeah.
if it wasn't such a bad spot to get to, I'd be fine with the roll pin.
And the other issue is the fact that it's not just a roll pin.
Yeah.
It's two roll pins inside each other, which
Yeah.
is the painful part.
That
Yeah.
sounds like Kama Sutra.
Dude, it's terrible.
That
Harrison,
sounds
no.
almost like when I had to
As
install
cool
my
as that
accelerator
offer
pedal.
is, I
Oh,
have
pedal
to say no. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because with the accelerator pedal pad that I've got, it's a long bolt. That
So what we got
goes
next, Mr.
through
Phil?
The
Well,
Done like this.
Yeah.
there's a few other things I have. I've got the most recent project at the moment with the bolt.
Yeah, I reckon show that because this is what
Yeah.
happened last night.
This happened last night, and I remember just saying, "Hey, what do you reckon?" And then I just still went with my idea at the end, anyways, because I'm like, "This fits, this works."
Yeah.
Sensor to actually engage the
And-
brake lights.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you have to like crawl up in upside down.
And I'm doing all this while the accelerator.
Oh,
Yeah, I crawl in upside down.
So this is what happens when a cam sprocket bolt doesn't want to play ball. It's the current engine that's currently pulled apart in my driveway.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the in-hex on it was stripped by the previous person who put it together.
My bad,
That looks
sorry.
like the correct socket though.
That's the correct socket, man. Milwaukee make it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I actually do have a question though, because yes, you had to do this, but I feel like there was a message sent to me prior to this, and I was actually shocked that you didn't know the answer to that.
Oh
Answer.
yes.
So, can you explain to people what you had to message me about?
Yeah,
Oh,
I was pulling the engine out with my brother, and obviously a few drinks here and there, and I completely forgot that it had the pull style gearbox.
Pull style clutch, yeah.
Yeah, pull style clutch in it. So yeah, I undid everything, and then I tried to lift the engine up, tried to pull it out, and I'm like, she's not playing ball. And then I'm looking at her thinking, nah, surely that clutch doesn't have to come apart. The clutch fork. I was expecting, it'd just slip off, but no, it turns out I forgot to pull the pin out of that. That was fun.
Yeah,
Just
it
saying,
was
yeah.
mentioned that everyone who's done a transmission does that
Everyone
once.
does it.
Yep. And then
Every
and
time.
This was when I was chatting with Jacob about the H6 Lib, and next thing I'm like, yeah, I'm just having a bit of trouble with this. He's like, have you pulled the pin? And I'm like, the pin. And I'm like, oh, right.
No. The way it went was, have you pulled the pin? And he's like, I'm trying to pull the motor. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yes.
And that's
Have
when,
you pulled the clutch pin?
That's just like saying everyone's got stubbed by that stupid switch on top of the bloody
Yeah.
steering column.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you come out, your battery's flat.
It only ever happened to me once, and I looked at it, I'm like, nah.
If I was dodgy, I could have made so much money off that.
You want to
Yeah.
know you know what it's for? Because over in the Europe, they actually have to leave their lights on because back in the day they never actually had street lights.
Ah, yeah.
So
that makes sense.
that's
Yeah,
why they
that
were
makes
made.
sense. But yeah, that's the fact that it happened to me once on the day that I bought the car.
I know it can be taken in the proper context, and it does work with what we're talking about. But that face at the end makes me know he's not. Are we reading the comment?
Yes.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll flash it. I won't read it out. But yes.
Yeah.
It is a common issue.
It's just like forgetting to unplug
Especially
one
in
item,
Subarus.
and then you're like, oh, something's still got tensile strength holding the engine.
Oh.
If you ever need to pull out a motor, ask Jacob. He can pull them out really well.
I'm pretty good at pulling the Subaru motors out.
Yeah.
I watched him
They've
throw
been doing
one.
it for a few years.
Yeah, I did it for a little while.
Just
But
a little-
talking about like getting cables caught, it reminds me of someone who was trying to pull a motor out for a boss and didn't remove earth wires and just yeeted
Yeet.
things. And then when we went to put new motor in, it was like, why are all these things broken?
Jacob!
It wasn't
Me, when something gets stuck, I stop and go, why is stuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not yeet. Oh, I sometimes do.
See?
Not when I'm pulling apart Subarus for work
Yeah,
purposes.
true.
But yeah, no, yeah,
I've
always
seen you
if
personally yeet everything.
if things start like getting tight and
It's
just
generally
take
something
your
holding
time
it-
and see what's going on.
I'm waiting for you to say use KY Billy.
No, I just had to stop myself because I was about to go to that next level, and I'm like,
Alright, Philip, next photo.
next, Phil, what's next?
Oh, well, you know.
Back to subject.
I'm helping you guys out here to get off that subject.
You're practicing for next week.
Oh, yes. The
Well, we're very
swing
is it
ball.
next week?
Oh,
doing
oh,
the
you
course?
want to see the swimming pool?
Yes.
Start on the 14th.
See,
It's
that's
just
a good thing.
it's just a reason why this Subi was bellowing white smoke out the back. Kind of obvious the moment I popped it off. I'm like, oh, so that's the culprit. All right.
Can I just put it out there? Just lol, haha, don't bait me. Hey, fair's fair. If you're trying to bait me,
Yeah.
I can subtly bait you.
Just saying, you should have so used that as the take your own cup to 7-Eleven.
Yeah, I should just carry the block down there next time and be like, yeah, can I have a Slurpee?
Wheelbarrow it.
You,
I
guys
just-
did see what I did one.
I just
of
leave it
those
on the
days,
engine
yeah?
stand and push it down there.
Yeah, just take the pistons out.
What did you
Yeah.
take?
I took one of my 5 litre like water bottle. You know those insulated bottles.
Yeah.
I took one of those one day.
I've seen
So
people
all
take
day I had like Slurpee coming out of my water bottle. It was amazing.
I've seen people take soup pots down there.
Yeah, the
I
last
saw
time,
someone take a headlight down there once.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
that one too.
I've
the
seen a
last,
glove box.
the last
Yeah,
time I
glove
went
box.
down there,
That one almost didn't make it.
last time I went down there, I just borrowed one of my mom's vases that she had. It was a nice tall vase, just nice one, and I'm like, I'm just gonna take that and get a Slurpee.
Wait, you weren't here for that, were you?
And then when I brought it back, I put it back in the spot there it belongs, but just filled with Slurpee. It was
That's
gold.
terrible. That's terrible.
I reckon we just get intercooler piping next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Jason makes a very good point. You see blown head gasket, bad motor, yeah? What
Well,
does
man-
what does Jason see? Have a read. Read it out for everyone.
Yeah, well, you know, the rings are good. They definitely are.
It didn't leak past the rings, did it? So rings are primo.
Mm.
So
Slash the gunk that's around the pistons held it in.
Yeah,
no.
but
Well,
I'm
no, that's cleaning it. It's water, steam clean.
look. It's poor man's water injection.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
How did is it increasing capacity? By
Slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Right, one rust
And
hole at a time.
Funny enough, and it's that piston there, least amount of carbon on it. obvious
I wonder
reasons.
why.
Yeah.
That
You
one
know
went
your
on
best
that
way-
guy.
But no,
Best way to increase your capacity.
so wait, which car was this out of?
This is
Piston Elite.
the new. This is
Piston
a
Elite.
Forester GT that I'm fixing up for a friend of mine.
Oh,
Where?
yeah. So this is the one, today.
Yeah,
Are you actually fixing that motor?
I am. Yeah,
Why?
because we don't have any other motors on hand.
Well, you do have one.
Are you
yes.
going to
Yeah.
attempt to get the block skimmed?
Probably.
Are you
Yeah,
just
Just,
using
use,
stroke
just
it?
use some sandpaper, you'll be fine.
The only issue with that is
Just use a belt sander.
skimming the block in one piece. As far as I know, it was expensive, wasn't it, Cito? Because didn't Uncle do it? Uncle can do it. It's not normally recommended, but you can do it.
Yeah, right.
Because you've got to gum up all the calories.
Yeah, so it is something you can do. But yeah,
Advice
how
to
hot did
Yanks.
it get it?
I honestly have no idea. All I know is it's
How far did he drive it pissing out the smoke?
quite a
A
while.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the issue. You really do probably want to
Yeah.
get it checked.
You want to get it. Yeah.
Would it be worth it in the long run to go buy another motor?
Yes.
Most likely.
But will
Even
he?
in the long run.
Yeah.
But now.
As
But will he?
I have
well,
no idea.
he's technically not doing it at the moment. He's
Yeah.
got other things he's doing. This is his little project to do when he can't be.
Where?
doing the other
Wait,
ones.
that's cheap as chips, isn't it? New EJ207 blocks in the USA go for
Not really.
Oh,
1300.
that's what's 13.
Once you
1300
import it.
ship it
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
probably about the same.
Hmm.
Because you got to keep in mind that it's about 76 US cents to Australian dollar, or the other way around.
You know, I'm not really bad at maths. My head's just
So it,
poopsies, so I can't
1,000
think at the
Australian
moment.
is 760 US.
That kind of makes sense. So,
Yeah.
I can still get EJ and A. It's out the front.
Well, you mean sell it back to me?
Is it a G?
now let's keep this on
Ah,
turbo.
I sold
But-
it in.
Wait, I was gonna say what? I know what you could put in that Forester.
Barrow of the world.
Barrel. Yeah.
That or you've got a pretty healthy H6 sitting there.
Barrow.
Oh yeah.
Just know you could make your money back pretty quick by selling him the motor.
I've also got a pretty healthy
Well, me.
208 sitting in the shed.
Yeah, but don't you want the 2.8 for you?
Yeah, I do. I kind of want it for that Black Forester.
And the other thing
Barrel.
is, do you think that he'd give you the money
No.
a 208 is worth?
Yeah.
Or an LS1 would actually be pretty sick. in the
That-
forest,
that
though.
would be,
But
yeah.
another thing, just like obviously Jason and a few of the guys know, the 208 is the happy medium
Mm.
between a JDM version 7 207 and like a normal 205,
Yeah.
because they're just a little bit better as far as me and Cito have learnt.
You got a little
The
feet.
208s. Yes, they're not that small.
You got a little
Alright,
feet.
so 11.
You got a
Yeah,
little
they're a
feet.
great engine.
Yeah.
A lot of
And
people
if
single
you
turbo
if you just
convert
if you just want to be like happy with like stock. Or,
Wait, have
like,
you
above
spoken
stock.
to John about that as well?
Not
Because
recently.
he asked today when he's organising to send it.
Yeah, right.
Those twin
I'll have to
turbos.
definitely speak with him.
Those twin turbos are very
Right,
interesting to
that's
have the two different turbos. Well,
They
two different
are-
Well,
Oh,
as,
because-
as far as I know, Philip was the next in line.
Just saying.
Yes.
I don't know if
Yes.
Philip has to buy it or if John's throwing it at him or
It
what,
doesn't
but
matter. It's staying in the family.
Yeah,
Considering
it's staying
L-
in the 3P family and it's going to get revived.
Considering LS1, would you say it's 5 litre or 5.7?
well, you know how we really throw a big spanner in the works, Cedar?
Yeah.
You know what, Phil?
What?
If you do the conversion, I would buy it back.
Ooh.
Wait, to the Black Forester?
If he did the conversion on the Black Forester to the H6, like the rear-wheel drive H6,
Oh, it's a H6.
if you like take my car and do the conversion, we'll work out roughly labour
He'll
costs
buy
and
it back
stuff.
for 15.
I won't buy it back for that much, but I would most likely buy it back off you.
Yeah, that would be a fun car.
Just saying.
It's an idea.
Or
Considering you're going to have them both there, and no, because like I've said before on stream, the best way to do it for the Foz if you want to V8 it is 1UZ turbo, because
Yes.
you can get a single mod plate then. But if you want to LS it, you need to mod plate it for the LS,
Yeah.
and then get another mod plate for the turbo because the capacity is too much.
Why would you turbo it when if you go V8, you'd probably supercharge it?
It'd still be the same thing.
Yeah, you still need a mod plate
You
that second
still-
time over.
because supercharging it is the same as turbocharging.
But it'll be interesting to try and fit a supercharger on that under that bonnet.
You get a big gigantic reverse.
I was going to say,
cowl
why
screw.
would you do it?
Like,
You-
you-
big cowl or big.
Yeah.
If you're putting a V8 with a big supercharger, you put a hole in it.
Yeah.
Let
Pretty
everyone
much.
know.
No, you wouldn't
Big bug
even-
catcher
you wouldn't
hanging
even
out the
notice.
top. Should be right.
You wouldn't know it.
Rick sent a message before.
Oh,
I got
right.
a lift kit.
Jason says FA20 then make adapter plate to the EJ box. Yeah, you could do that,
Yeah, that's always an idea.
but
Why?
Yeah, 2J.
like I said, the offer's there, man.
2J.
Like I'd probably do it. I don't know when I'd do it, and
Yeah,
I'm
we've
pretty
done too
sure
much.
even if
You'd get a
you,
loan.
I'm pretty sure even if you did it, you would enjoy it, because from what I've heard, you've already enjoyed the rear-wheel drive Liberty
Yeah,
as it is.
Yeah, I hopped in it and just drove it for a little bit, and it behaves a lot differently than my GT.
Mm.
But it's
Does it-
intoxicating, man.
Does
Oh,
the Liberty
okay.
still actually run properly, even though it's
Yeah.
damaged?
Yeah, it still
Yeah.
runs and goes
But
straight line and everything.
That's the thing. I drove it to the tyre shop,
Yeah.
and then I got there because I had seen the hole, and I was just like, "It's bad, but I want them to like have a look at it, tell me what's wrong underneath." And that's when they came back with like things are bent, and I'm like, now that I actually know how bad it is underneath, I don't really want to drive it home, and
Yeah.
that's when I rang up my mates at Auckland and got it towed to the yard. Because driving it there, I wasn't quite sure. I still thought, yes, there's a hole there, but we might still get away with it. Like Philip said, I know people who could fix that damage. Like I've seen people do it. I know we could have done it. But when they told me that this is bent, that's bent, I was just like, that.
Yeah. I mean, I am eyeing off a bit of a donor car that's for sale in Gumtree at the moment.
Which one? The wagon?
No, there's just this this NA sedan
Hmm.
that apparently the guy has starting issues, but I'm looking at it as body straight.
No.
As a donor car for the H6.
No, see, the thing you're
I
doing
meant for
wrong-
like parts for the H6.
Ah.
Yeah,
I still
no.
reckon the Foz idea would be sick.
Yeah, that would be
I
pretty
reckon
sick.
the Foz idea would be sick. If not the Foz idea, there was another thing that came to my head, which
The
is
Gemini with
kind of
the
what
H6
Rick's
motor in it?
done, but you make it manual. So get like a base model Outback.
Look, it
So Cito's one.
Boom.
it did cross my mind to just put that H6 in my Outback.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. You've got the space, you've got the know-how.
And I don't think I need a mod plate since they came optioned with a 6.
They were different sixes
Yeah.
to a degree.
To a degree, so I'm
They
not
were
100% sure.
It's hard though. They were good but bad. They were the ones with the single port exhaust,
Yeah.
which would be interesting to like lift the motor up a bit and just bolt two turbos directly to the like
Outlet.
head,
Yeah.
because
Wow.
it's not really an exhaust manifold. It's like the head has like a port.
Mm.
Just fucking just two big
Just-
turbos.
Yeah.
220
Job
Gs.
done. That-
220 Gs.
Even if you just stuck a TDO4 each side, man.
yeah,
Nah, TDF4.
but no.
I'm pretty sure John has a few of them lying around.
We might as well just
Some
go
in
VF.
questionable
Yeah, may as
condition.
well.
Yeah.
If you ask John nice enough, he'll just. I don't think John would be like me and like what we did today at my
Yeah.
house, where it was like, look, this is a Subaru part. You want it?
Yeah.
So
I kind of had trouble fitting everything in the back of the Outback. But it fit.
okay, there you
Yeah.
go. Factory release equals no mod plate, as this was an option.
SRT.
Yeah.
Like I said, the only issue I think would be it'd be easier to get it in the Outback or another Liberty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the Forester or GC, you'd have to get a mod
You
plate.
would definitely have to.
It's not just that, Jason. It's also anything that directly bolts up, like my 4.2
SR into the
bolts.
Foz.
Oh no, you can bolt up.
You can bolt
As far
up.
as I know, the H6 drops in and bolts up.
Yeah. So if it bolts up, it's perfectly legal to drop in because
But-
it's a Subaru factory.
No.
No. Is
Well,
it?
unless it was.
So
Oh
you're
no, it's a
factory
capacity.
fitted.
Sorry, it's a capacity change. So
yeah. So
Yeah.
well, it's not even the capacity change. It's still the fact that
Factory
if it
release,
came
like,
out of it. So
Yeah.
with you, the way you could get away with it is, well, yes and no.
no, I wouldn't.
I
be
was
able
going to
to-
say
I wouldn't be able to drop
with the rear.
Yeah.
The rear ones would be the hard part for you to get away with, bar the fact if you could convince someone. Wait, Cito.
See
We
that?
have Cito here.
Mm.
Did the 4-door RAs or 2-door RAs? They came with 2-pod rears, eh?
Yes.
There you go,
Yeah,
Gucci.
yeah,
Sweet.
cool.
Yeah.
Just for Rohan's car.
Oh,
It was a factory option. Like if you upgraded the GC8 all the way to the top level,
Yeah.
they did have
Yeah.
2-pot rears.
Whereas, for example, dropping a 2.5 in there, not going to work because the GCs didn't come with the 2.5.
Yeah.
That's why you just put a 2-litre badge on the side of it.
Well, the only way is
No,
to
that's
grind
why
up-
you just do it and just don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, what?
What?
Exactly.
What are you talking
No,
about?
no,
It's
you
just,
do it and you put it on the track, and it's a track-only car.
oh.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Track only car.
Well, it's track only. You don't need to worry about like plates
daily,
anyways.
my
But if
track
it's your
car.
daily one, you just say, "Oh no, it's just a 2-litre with a stroker kit."
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
But,
very. Well, the thing is, like,
There's a total difference. between
modifying
stroke
cars
kit.
is very hard to. There's so many ins and outs because, like, it's even with like defecting cars. Like, a cop can defect you for having too little water in your washer bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I got that.
You can,
one.
no, they can also defect you if they think your car's defected but can't prove it.
yeah, I know, and that's what I mean. It's like one of those things where mod plates and that there's ways. Like I said, I can drop a V8 turbo into the Forester with a single mod plate.
Yeah.
Because of capacity things.
Yeah.
But it's like
But-
like my seats. My seats are mod plated, but cops don't really care.
Yeah.
They've
Why do you seats mod plate?
because they're
Hit
aftermarket.
custom rails.
Yeah.
Well, it's not engineered. That's the thing.
But from what I've heard though,
It
if
needs to
the
be
engine came like factory, like it set up from another car, came factory with a turbo, you can drop it in with a single mod plate. From what I'm aware.
Yeah, as far as I
To
know.
an extent.
So, like with you, with your RS being an NA, you could go all the way up to the top spec of your car.
Yeah.
So, like we've had mates who have taken front wheel drive models all the way to all wheel drive, and then just
Yeah. Yeah.
wait, what? I want to click it up. I'm trying. Like, I feel like it's a troll, but
It
the
is.
like really throws me off.
It is. It's only because he's not. I dare you.
No, I'm not putting it up.
Nah.
He's not a tripod.
Oh, no, he's a ginger. What do you expect?
He has no
I
soul.
mean,
No soul on that front.
okay, next photo, Phil. Stop it.
I didn't do anything.
Nothing.
Next photo.
I thought he was
Well,
blonde.
the other one I can think of is one of the last
Nah,
things I
watch it.
purchased from 3P before you guys closed.
Thanks, man. Just remind us.
Yeah, I know. It's it. I cry every time.
I mean,
man.
one of the last things I purchased at 3P.
Are you
before
going to click
closed is a
share
battery.
screen?
Yeah,
What are you
share
doing?
it.
What
We
are you
want to
doing?
see too.
Yeah. So basically, I picked up this Forester real cheap, and
Forester?
that is a Forester. It's
It's most of
naked
a
front
Forester.
end.
Oh, I'm
This
pretty
one,
sure I convinced you to get that stuff, didn't I? The front end.
you told me about it, and I'm like, I need that. Because I was like saying I need a repair, and like, we've got them out the back, and I'm like, cool, I'll have one.
I need this in my life.
I picked it up for like real cheap, and
Probably $20.
yeah. No, it was basically the dude had aquaplaned into a pole, but the damage wasn't that bad. That, majority of it straightened out, but
Yeah.
still needed a cut from another car.
And as we're all aware, Jacob enjoyed the angle grinder.
Yeah.
Not the
always
grinder,
much.
the angle grinder.
You always enjoy the angle grinder.
Yes.
It's because he's a redneck.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
this one, I basically, the way it was with this was basically grafting
His
that
lip
into
looks
it.
pretty red from here.
And whilst that's loading,
Yeah.
it said I got pinned for aftermarket seats because I changed but didn't put the new seatbelts in. Canary
New
said
seatbelts
I
in?
had to put new seatbelts in to allow for new seat.
Really? That's
What?
That's still... Philip, why'd you do such a small area? That's not how you meant to do it.
that's all that needed to be replaced.
But that's not how you do it.
Yeah.
That hurts the seat. Look at how he did. You're gonna have to come around and look at. That's not how you do a front cut.
Look at that.
Philip did it.
That's the Forester I repaired up.
Why don't you just use the whole thing?
It's
You do know how that people normally do that, yeah?
Generally, yeah.
So
Yeah,
how?
why
Explain
they
to
do
me.
that?
Explain to me. Explain, Philip. How do they do it? I want to see if how do they do it.
From what I'm aware, majority of the time people do more than just that section there.
Well, normally it's literally just a matter of undoing the spot welds, and that whole front section goes on.
Oh, a lot of the
And-
spot
and-
welds did get undone.
But that's why you don't normally cut the section out, because when it's bent, you just undo all the spot welds, pull off the bent bit, and then put on the straight bit.
Oh yeah, no, majority of the spot welds were undone
Yeah.
to do all that. It was straightened out using, block and tackle to try and
Yeah.
straighten it out as much as possible. And then a bit back where it wasn't straight, went back to a bit of straight bit and cut it there.
You know why people usually do the whole thing, right?
Legalities.
Yeah,
Structural rigidity.
it's pretty good.
It's
Okay.
but
It is
Ray
pretty
what
impressive,
it is impressive, but Ray
Yeah,
what
that's when you put enough weld on.
Yeah,
like, that will be
OCD
the
overlay.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
So what did I do?
You made me put that exhaust on,
Lol.
and I got done 5
But-
times legal on it.
It's not just that bit, it's also
Five
the
times
bottom
illegal.
panel as well where it goes to the battery tray.
Yeah.
So
And
what,
it
100 decibel?
ended up cleaning up pretty well.
125.
So this is what the end
Yeah.
result ended up
I should do
being.
mine sound test, though. I don't actually know how loud
Yeah,
it
so
is.
fairly clean.
It
you
ended
can
up
hardly
being-
see it.
Yeah, the painting ended up being a bit of a nuisance. Because I wasn't going to be pulling any of the stuff out just to paint it, so I had to mask it up in the bay, paint it up, and
No, it's full.
it worked out pretty well.
No, he
Yeah.
said Subarus have to be 4.5.
But yeah, no. Other than that,
Why?
then just bolted a bull bar up to it, and you wouldn't be
Because
able
the
to
thing
tell.
with it is that things in transport will...
So this is how it ended up at the end of it.
Transport states that it's
Hmm.
four cylinder motors. It's
So
four-
apparently it's
Oh.
different for each
Hang on,
car.
it appears I need to open up Facebook.
It was the actual
My
highway
messenger.
told it to-
Oh, is that how it ended up?
That's how it ended up.
Okay, so the bull bar definitely helps.
I
The
was
bull bar
really
helped,
getting
yeah.
done to speeding. I did 180 and
And
60
then I just had to trim the guard liner in there, obviously, because yeah.
But like, he actually let me drive home. I couldn't believe it. Could not believe it.
Okay, here. Okay, Phil.
Yep.
This is kind of cheap because like this guy's like full blown professional, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad.
You should. Because that was terrible what you did.
It did the job.
If you didn't notice, it hurt me a little bit.
I think it hurt everyone.
Yeah.
Even people without OCD.
But you can see where he's got the new section.
Yeah. Put the entire front in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it literally just keeps. Yeah. So you undo all the tack welds.
Do you feel like you would have done it the proper way if you weren't so lazy?
Possibly.
Because there's a lot of tack welds.
There is a lot. Like I even got the proper drill bit for like
Yeah.
undoing them and whatnot. And even just that one corner, it took ages.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like when I did it myself as well, on, apparently Jacob doesn't like the model of car.
Yeah. But when you did it on the
Oh, there you
yeah.
go. You can see it here as well.
Yeah.
It took me
So-
forever to do it.
All the different tacks he put
Yeah, there's
in.
heaps of them.
Wow.
So yeah, and that's why you do it because it does keep all the structural rigidity.
Actually, I'll probably have to talk to you about welding the front of that car back on properly. Eventually.
And nice, pretty paint job.
Yeah.
Did you paint yours or did you just leave it?
No, I
he
painted
painted
it.
a little section.
I actually painted all that. So you can see a slight difference in the paintwork,
Yeah.
obviously because fresh paint there, old paint on the other side. But it ended up being pretty good that you have to be looking pretty close up to it to spot it. And I think now that it's like, being near a hot engine bay, gotten a bit worn here and there. Yeah, it's blended in quite a lot more.
The joys of cutting out for a big gearbox and then changing your mind.
Jesus Christ.
What was he planning on putting in there?
It was LS.
Well, no, the transmission.
I don't know LS transmission.
Probably something that's bolted to the back of
But-
an LS.
Whatever fits on the
Yeah,
back.
snap shift.
Whatever fits on the back of an LS is what he tried to fit.
And they're generally a lot bigger than what Subaru boxes are.
Yes. But yeah, so that's how he
Yeah.
went about it. This was Ben, the gentleman who works at
What's his last name?
Ben Ubank.
Right.
He works at
An exhaust shop.
It doesn't sound like a rotary.
Oh, I'm gonna get there. I'm having a huge mental.
Ah,
Rob
yeah,
Bliss.
T56.
Yeah. Well, it's very well done on that though.
So yeah, he had to weld it back from a
That's
different
pretty
GF,
grey, though.
and it was a T56. It fitted, but yeah,
Because the T56 is the same transmission that
Well,
the
they're not putting
FD
it.
guys use in the States.
Huh?
What did they end up putting in it?
He's going back to an EJ,
Oh.
Yeah, right.
Who?
a rear-wheel drive EJ.
Who?
No. It had 200 and something kilowatts of rear. It was before he decided to drop the LS in. He was coming to us pretty much every week for a new CVs. But the issue was,
I know
so
somebody else that was doing that.
you know how you have the unequal length shafts that are really rare?
Mm.
He's partially the reason why they became so rare.
Yeah,
Because
right.
he wouldn't accept the fact that they were rare and he should put in the other ones, like change the diff so he had like plentiful amount of CVs to blow up. He just kept running the unequal length and blowing them up every single time he went to skip.
Good stuff. Hey, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you have a special list of things that you weren't allowed to do when you went to their $50 sales? Every you can carry?
There were a few things that weren't allowed, but generally it was just the same rules that covered everyone.
I
They
had
covered
I
me.
had a special list made by him that I wasn't allowed.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did we?
I can't remember, there was a fair bit.
I didn't get a
Zeb,
special
we got to
list.
remember Zeb bends the rules.
I don't
Yeah.
bend rules.
No, he breaks them.
Unlike that box with the transmission in it and all the wires and stuff.
Yeah. What?
He
Good
see how
Islander
let
guy.
some big Islander guy carry a heap, like a big box with like a gearbox and stuff on it, just because you know how you had to carry it from a certain section.
Yeah.
See, there's like you've got to carry it from here, and people like watched him carry the
Yeah, we all thought the box was going to break.
yeah.
It wasn't because, like, it wasn't the fact that he had to take it from there, like, specifically. It's the fact that that's where he picked it up.
Yeah.
He couldn't put it down, shuffle it to the front, and then walk out with it.
Yeah. But no, Ben works with Rob Bliss, and Ben, if you missed the start of this episode,
You wish
I
you would've seen
won't be needing that catback exhaust
Anymore.
anymore.
it. But we do have a
Well,
buyer.
no, stop.
Philip.
That's
Philip
incorrect.
does need
No,
one.
he was going to custom make one.
Philip does need one.
But I don't need it for a H6 Liberty. I will most likely need it for something else, possibly a Caprice. I just have to put it out there, Caprice.
He's not buying a Caprice, people.
A Caprice.
There's no way you could afford one with COVID tax.
What, a
It's only
Caprice?
$4,900.
A Caprice or what?
What's wrong with it?
Wait, Ben, do you think you could make it
No, I
Caprice?
didn't actually look at the
Sound
whole
good?
ad.
Yeah, fair enough.
What was wrong with it?
What, the Caprice?
Yeah.
It needs tyres and there's no red oil over it. Huh?
6 or
Hey,
What do you think?
8.
Do you think I grew this mullet
Yeah.
for nothing?
I was going to say,
Oh, so you
He
couldn't
grew it
make
for a
this.
because you
6-cylinder.
got the whole mullet thing happening.
Yeah.
Are you actually going to show
You don't buy a 6-cylinder
to
one and like.
make it look like a proper one and not just a
Well, with how...
mohawk?
No, because it is a big overgrown mohawk.
So you got to like shave it down to like a 2-blade at the front here,
Definitely 600.
Just overgrown mohawk. Just because the other thing I can do is like
and then dye your beard black.
You're
so
right.
It looks hella funny.
see, like, look,
Introduce a no mohawks policy.
I haven't got. What do you mean? Everyone's like, dude, you got a
You-
mullet. I
you've
haven't
got
got a
an
mullet.
undercut.
I just got long hair.
You've got.
Yeah, it's not a mullet at all.
No, it's just long
He's
hair.
got an undercut.
The motor
I
is
see.
a LS1, but a 350 horsepower edition. I don't know. It's a high output edition.
He's lying to you, good people.
It's an LS1. It's not too hard to make them sound good.
It's you just.
It's
separate-
also
you
not
just
too hard to
separate
make
the
them sound
exhaust.
like
I was going to say
That's true, though.
it's not hard to make them sound good by adding a turbo to the side.
Yeah.
You just separate the exhaust.
You
But
just
no,
have the
done.
wastegate louder than the exhaust and you're
Yeah.
You just park it next to a Honda and it sounds better already.
fine. Oh, there's one out there.
Everyone has grown a mow since this started, but you, Jack. I have got a mow.
I
Just,
told you. I told you.
Yeah,
You
Yes,
just
yeah,
can't
we can
see it.
You gotta go
It's-
close to the
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, no.
just like you deep throating.
That's
Well, Rohan doesn't have a mo.
no.
He just blends in.
We got to remember how young Rohan is, though.
Well, no, I
This
can
is
grow.
true, yeah.
I can grow
How-
one, but
how
it's
old are you,
more
Rohan?
23.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you were older than me. You look old.
How old are you?
Okay, Ben,
30.
I haven't got that kind of money.
You
I'm looking at buying Caprice,
I look old. It's because I got grey hairs.
Yeah,
possibly throw an exhaust on it,
I turned
and that's
23
it,
How old are
last.
your kids?
until I can afford more.
7 and 6.
Throw an exhaust
How
on
old
it
are
and
you?
call it a build.
Ben says high output is lies.
I got a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old.
Oh, you're the 14-year-old.
No, he's not mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
turned 23 last Wednesday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
It was Rohan's birthday last week, guys.
Yeah.
Happy
Oh,
birthday
nice.
to you. Well, how did we miss this last?
Send inappropriate
Wait,
pictures to him.
Was it actually? Were you here last Thursday?
Yeah.
Like, was it on Thursday or
No, it was
Thursday?
on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Next year it'll be
no.
on Thursday.
What did I notice that no one else noticed, though? Rohan?
Yeah, let's not do this on stream.
That he's
Yeah.
got grey hairs.
Fine. It just hurt my soul.
What?
Yeah, not on stream.
We'll
I'll
talk
explain
about it
after.
Tell me now so I can bring
It's
it
too
up on
much.
stream.
It's too much of a pain in the neck to explain to everyone on stream.
I'm not
who's
still
here.
screen sharing, am I? No. Good.
No.
You're just
Um,
ashamed. You're
That
just
is not what
scared.
it is.
But yeah, no.
Yes, Ben, we agree.
Ben said
It is
high
lies.
power is. It's not. I sent him a link.
How to put it as a lie.
It's
It's
a
a lie.
Caprice
It's a
high output motor.
bullshit.
But no. Did we have some more photos about random stuff we can talk about?
If you have something that's crashed, that would be amazing.
I have actually never crashed a car.
Lies.
I've done some pretty sketchy stuff, but I've never actually crashed one.
You were close with the CRV though. We'll consider that.
I
Um,
was close to that CRV.
I rolled the Datsun,
How?
hit a tree stump.
Okay, fair enough. My brother did that as well.
It sucked.
Yeah, my brother did that as well. Caved in the whole front end of it. Well, caved in a good chunk of the front end of the small
And
Honda.
then I nearly crashed my mate's EV Falcon when he was teaching me how to skid.
EB Falcons are fun though.
Yeah.
Good fun.
I got a mate, he's got an ED Falcon out the front of his house, 5-speed, factory manual,
Yep.
and it looks sick.
They're pretty good.
He wants to get a newer XR6 motor put into it, but it's a tight ass and won't go out and buy one.
Rohan,
What?
I just realised something. Can you fix the camera?
What camera?
Your camera.
What? Why?
I can see Cito's computer.
I'm not going to go around touching Cito's setup.
Can you just tweak the camera a little bit?
What?
What? What's
Well,
wrong
no,
with
because
the
you can
Start
see
it
like
off.
a
You're
little
gonna
bit
get
of the
up a bit.
laptop.
Ah.
So you can see a bit of laptop at the bottom.
So we can see Rohan's double chin.
Yep, that's good. That's good.
When did that change, or has it been like that?
It's
I-
been
I
like
don't
that the-
know.
No, it's been
I-
like that the whole time.
I literally just looked over and I
I'm-
saw it, and it's like it hurts my soul.
I noticed it from the get go. I just didn't say anything because I figured. You know,
But yeah,
it's
so
fine.
Philip, what other cool stuff did you get off the with that Liberty today? So not only did you get a cheap Liberty, but can we run down through some of the other stuff you received?
Well, there's
Sweaty ass crack seats.
I got a nice crack dash. I think that's just a Gen 4 thing.
Yes.
I thought
That's-
that's the Subaru thing.
Yeah. But not nice enough. It had the fascia kit for an aftermarket head unit.
My brother hit
Yeah.
the tree stump.
Yep, which impressively hooked up with the factory amp.
Yeah. Did you have a chance to look at
That's
that yet?
what-
I haven't had a chance to pull that apart
Like
yet,
we took the
but
rat
from
out
what
and
you've
it's
told
sitting
me,
exactly
it's
like that.
pretty much the same route I was going to go with mine.
Yeah. It was just that I got lucky and had one of my very, very smart friends with me, and I didn't want to do it. And he was down from, because he lives up at,
He was
is it
yeah.
Harvey Bay that's really far away?
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
be basic.
So he lives up at Harvey Bay, I'm pretty sure, and he was down for the weekend, and he's like, Jacob, I'm here, let's do it. And I'm like, but I really don't want to. And he's like, we're doing it, and so yeah, I ended up having it done. But yeah, so you also got, what, 6 spare rims?
Yeah, six.
Six?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Like
they're,
all
the fac-
stockos?
they're
No.
the factory ones, aren't they?
Yeah, so now he's got 6 stock rims and 4 rotors.
How full is your shed? Actually, how
well-
big is your shed first?
Well, it's not really. I don't know a specific size,
would,
but
would you say
half.
like 6 bay shed?
No, unfortunately not. But I'm working with multiple garage spaces and sheds, and I've got a shipping container full of stuff. But most of my shed at the moment is full with GC8 STI rims, the same ones that my Outback has.
20 or 40-foot container.
I actually no, it's just a 20-footer. But I actually did a count the other day, and turns out I actually have 38 of those GC8 rims.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
know.
because you keep buying them.
And I was actually looking on Facebook the other day thinking, why can't I find any sets for sale? And
Why are you buying more?
I don't know, I just seem to come across them and I'm like, I'll buy them, and then, yeah, I've just got heaps in the back, and I'm like, well, and yeah, they're taking up way too much room. But,
yeah, and then some idiot just kept feeding you stuff today.
yeah, and other than that, there's,
We've got diff,
Yep.
tow bar,
the tow bar.
roof racks.
Is it?
I don't know, lots of stuff. I think you were
Apparently
happy.
that's
Yeah,
what
and pretty
500.
much everything that was on the, H6.
Yeah,
Like the,
They bought
genomes on
that
the
for,
back.
like,
yeah,
Which are
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Which lots
because
of
they bought
people
it
are
off
mad
their-
about.
Yeah.
But we have Steven
My cousin bought it off
asking.
his brother.
Well, I have a
Yeah.
question though. Under
My
the
cousin
bug
was
the other day,
related.
looks like a
Yeah, he
dry
bought it off
boot
his brother.
split at the
His
front.
brother needed money
We'll
to
take
do
to
the
Robin,
back
but
end.
what would I be looking at? Small amount of leakage on the floor in the garage. I'm not too sure. Like how much it normally costs to repair a CV boot.
I'm not too sure either with
Yeah.
the CV boot. All I know is it's probably going to fling grease everywhere.
Yeah.
It will. It
And
most definitely will.
if it gets your exhaust, it's going to stink.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I had
Yeah.
to fix my mum's, and there was grease everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it gets messy and it becomes an
Yeah.
absolute pain.
Now, the Forester I'm working on at the moment, it's literally flung grease all through it, and I'm like, that's not my problem at this point.
To be honest, I wouldn't even say it's some of the time it's not even worth bloody fixing the boot.
Yeah.
You might as well change the CV because while you're driving it and you don't notice it, the dirt's getting up in
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
and
you-
then it's going to go through all your...
Yeah, and that'd be the issue where you got to work out how long it's been split for, because if it's been split for a while and it's thrown all the grease out, the odds are, like Zeb and Philip just said, you're probably best
Swap.
changing the actual CV.
Because if you end up with too much dirt in there mixing with the grease, it's basically turned into grinding paste.
Yeah, it's fun.
And you'll end up with CVs that might fail you
I
down
won't
the
worry
track
about
even
putting
though you
that up
replaced the boot.
Yeah.
Well, when it happened to my mum's, because she's got the 2001 Forester,
Yeah.
and when it happened to her, they decided just to leave it, and when the CV goes, just replace it.
Yeah, Stephen
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah,
It
it doesn't smell, but the boot on front driver's side looks split.
it doesn't
It
smell
must-
yet.
It might be the outer.
Yeah.
If it's the inner one's the one that causes a smell because it
It flings
is
grease.
directly in line with the dump pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's the outer, it's just going to fling grease all over your wheel.
And while a nuisance it is, it's not really going to stink at all.
No,
Yeah.
it just makes a huge mess, and it makes
It's
your
an
mechanic,
annoyance to clean
aka Robin, want to kill. Well,
Robin
let's not
won't-
say Robin. I'll say Gary
Yeah.
want to kill you
Ro-
quietly.
Robin doesn't have any spots available for.
Yeah, I was
couple
going to
months,
say
so
I don't know how you're going to
won't,
go.
You won't get it into Robin for
I
a
will
while.
say the worst smelling one I've ever smelled was diff oil.
Yeah, I don't.
Mm.
Like,
That is the
I
worst.
don't like the
oil.
smell of diff oil.
First time ever smelling, I think I threw up.
I always
right.
do.
What's the next one? I'm not experienced like you. In close to some plug, but leak looks like on passenger side.
Sometimes your sump plug might not be done up enough. If you do
Could
this
be that, or it
yourself.
could just be from being the passenger side. If it looks like fresh oil, it can be spillage from when you fill up. as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
That was a very common place because you'd miss a bit and it'd literally run down the whole side of your motor and end up on the left hand side of your sump.
Mm.
Or, wow, that hair looks so bad.
Just saying, what's that? Do you remember the dude about turbo?
Ah.
He,
There's lots of dudes.
well, you knew who I was talking about when I bought it. He actually got these pieces imported in the actual oil fillers that he had actually brought it up into a different spot.
No idea.
Oh, did it?
No idea.
It was pretty cool though.
But yeah, no, I agree with Rohan. I actually don't know when you'd be able to fit it in with Robin.
Mm.
You'll be looking at earliest February.
Yeah, the issue is
Yeah, he's booked.
yeah,
Just saying, we can book you in with Philip.
the Forester should be out of his mum's driveway in the next few days.
Honestly, if you want to get it, if you're worried about it, want to get it done soon, you could always hit up Brisbane CVs.
Or you can hit up Rohan.
No, the place I'd recommend is
3P Garage.
no, what's it called? Slacks Creek Power Steering and CVs. I
No,
think.
that's
Yeah, they're
Brisbane.
actually
That's
Yeah.
Brisbane.
Is it Brisbane?
It's Brisbane.
They're
Yes.
really good.
Oh.
I,
That's yeah.
I showed Philip a receipt for that I so again, not one of those awesome
Although-
things Philip got off this deal was a fully reconditioned left-hand rear CV 2 weeks before it got
Yeah.
crashed.
But yeah, the interesting thing
I think it's because you told him that he's not going to fit in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You've crashed his dreams, man.
Yeah.
He's not happy with it.
I kick it.
Because-
But you know the other thing, Stephen might be one of Robin's cool customers, because I know if I rang up, I could nearly guarantee Robin would try to fit me.
He would, yeah.
And then he'd be like, sorry, dude, I can't.
Yeah,
He's done that to me as well, where he's fit me in.
yeah. Mate,
Rohan's trying to act like he's one of the people.
mate,
It's because I rocked up with you once.
mate. Robin has worked on my car on a public holiday instead of working on his wife's car.
Well, we were going to say,
He rang me up.
Go in with Jacob.
He rang me up and told me to.
Four-seater.
He asked me when I was coming down, when I was going to be at the workshop, and if I had fitted my turbo yet. And I'm like, no, it still doesn't fit. And he's like, bring it to me. And I took it to him on a Saturday. Like, he wasn't meant to be there, and he's laid down my turbo to make it fit for me.
Yeah,
All I'm
nice.
saying is,
That's fine.
if you tie up Sito or Jacob and put them in your boot and say you must work on my car, it might work.
I don't know, like, see, that's the other thing that really annoys me about that Liberty. The fact that,
It's not yours anymore.
well, that, but
Well,
the
yeah.
fact that, again, just before, so as everyone knows, I became really lazy and didn't like working on my car.
Yeah, you always took
I
it
just hated it. But I ended up, just before it gets written off, started to enjoy working on it. And now it's gone.
But now you want to go backwards and get it.
Yeah, there you go. Stephen spent 5k in 5 years at him. He's great. You guys recommended him since... Yeah, I love him. I spent 5k with him in one sitting.
I've only done about one and a
Can you
half.
guess what car it went in?
I'm guessing your shitty bug.
No. It wasn't 5k. I think I paid Robin about 3.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what on, or don't know for which car. Do you think he's in a click some? For some random
probably the bug,
Liberty.
isn't it?
The best I got is 1.5.
Yeah, no, it was for the Liberty.
I spent a lot of money on that car.
Oh, sorry, I apologise. It was $2,220.
Oh, that's shit then.
Yeah.
Exact. No, but that wasn't including the clutch.
Yeah, but you sourced that yourself, though, didn't you?
It was not shit. Even for me. Like, you know it's got a good clutch in it when the guy who has hookups had to pay a lot of money. No, I didn't pay. Paid retail.
You paid hookup costs.
Bro? I paid hookup costs, but the hookup costs were expensive. Which was that's when you know you got a good.
I
Yeah.
was wondering why you
So-
were limping at that time.
No, that was just because it was really heavy.
Sure.
But yeah, no. So yeah, I love Robin. Robin, he's a class act. So's Gary. They're both legends, and they
They're both
both
awesome.
both really know their stuff. You know what would be absolutely awesome though, and I reckon Cito would agree. Could you imagine if we had Jason, Gary, and Robin all working together?
I will say you should actually try and hook up a night where you have him here as a special
I
guest.
want to get Robin in, but I don't know how I would make him fit in because he's a very wanted man. Have you met Robin? And
Yeah.
the other thing,
He helped me diagnose my faults when I had the tensioner pulley go on the timing belt. And then I had to fix it at your work at 3P.
but again, this stream gives proper, and you guys, I bought plenty of fuses spares, maybe 2k, so this is why I fly. Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's why I do it, and why we've had like guests coming in lately, because it just shows, like, Philip, he definitely, he was one of the ones who like properly cleaned out
Yeah.
when we had the clean out sale. Like he
I
He got
kind of
some
walked
good
around
stuff.
and couldn't figure out what I wanted to actually take.
Yeah,
with me.
because Philip took it all.
Yeah.
I was
that too.
working.
I already took all the good stuff, and
Look,
I've
I've
bought
got-
heaps of stuff there. Whenever I've seen stuff, and they just
Yeah.
come down and be like, "You guys got anything good that'll fit the RS?"
Yeah, and as everyone knows, when you came to 3P, I was pretty good at selling stuff.
Yeah,
So
you'd suggest this.
Yeah.
Oh, what about this? I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
this one was
right.
Yeah,
awesome
like
on your
like
car.
how you reluctantly sold me that battery.
yeah, it's like you don't need it, but you know, like like Rohan. No, that one I really didn't want to sell. That wasn't a reluctant sell. That was a stupid sell that I should have paid for
Yeah.
because that would have been done. He got like an Optima for how much?
$150.
Yeah,
Now remember that wasn't it that red top or something?
No,
Yeah.
it's a yellow top.
Yellow top, yeah.
But yeah.
It's in the car now.
But no, yeah,
For a while it
I
wasn't.
feel like, is there much more random photos we want to talk about, or have you enjoyed talking, or
Oh, I've enjoyed talking
because
about
I've
all
just
this
seen the time and I'm like, I still need to record Monday's video,
stuff.
so I feel like we should nearly call it for a night.
Even
If
though
you
you're
got-
supposed to get old mate
What
again.
about John?
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be another 2 hours.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think because he's going to be down there, we'll get him. He knows how to play with computers. If he's set up, we'll get him to stream from his place.
Just get him here next week.
He's not going to be here next week. I thought he was leaving this week.
Oh, is it?
Might be, yeah, because it is December now.
I can't remember. Soldier Boy, when does Soldier Boy leave? Was that Ben who bought that? Oh. I've had, so obviously Jacob working at 3P, yeah?
Yeah.
I always bought the stuff when it came in. Again, this is going to be a dig at some people. Some people hit it and eventually paid for it. But whenever something cool came in that I really wanted,
That's not me, by the way.
yeah, that's not Cedo. I would just drop the cash. I'd be like, I want it, which was like, Ben's just brought up that Jim Berry I convinced you to sell was mint. That was one of the things. It was like a mint condition Jim Berry clutch that I bought for me and I didn't want to sell, and he may have twisted my arm a little bit and I sold it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and that's another thing. I was a nice guy. Yeah, I got all the cool stuff, but I did eventually
Oh,
sell the cool stuff for
I
cheap.
remember why you sold me that Optima battery.
Yeah, we wanted to make a number.
Yeah, you needed a number, and I'm like, but there's not really anything else I want.
Yeah.
And then you're like, battery.
Yeah.
No, like what was it? The my biggest regret selling, apart from obviously the Forester.
The ABS wiper.
No, because I can steal another one of those.
Yeah.
One of my mates bought it and he doesn't think he's going to use it, so I'm sitting there going, I might put it on the car one. But no, Cedo would probably be able to guess what it is.
I want to see if you can first. What is it?
Can you guess what, apart from the Forester, was my biggest regret selling? It was a big ticket item. I really didn't want to sell it.
No hints.
411 gearbox.
Is it-
No, it was a bigger ticket item than that.
Pickup. Oh, the 207 RA.
You're right.
Yeah, I had a 207 RA block.
I thought you were looking at him because he was
Who
the one
owns
who
that
bought
now?
it.
Out of one of my mate's cars that was making like 250 kilowatts the wheels, it was the only one registered. It's that RA that I rave on about all the time. Like that, when that car came in, I just looked at Cedo and I'm like, my motor. I think that was the only thing I didn't drop cash on straight away.
'Cause you
That
didn't
was
have it.
that was a slow payoff.
Big.
Yeah, that was a big
Yeah.
ticket item. But
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
So why did you get rid of it though?
because I got rid of the FOS.
So
I was trying to keep
That's a
it, but
good point.
I think I got to a stage where I was very short on cash.
like, how many other cars
Oh,
would come through there
but
that
don't-
that would have fit in?
Don't get me wrong. I still got lots of money for it. Like Cedo can,
I
if
understand.
Cedo
that.
remembers, like I got good dosh for it, but
Mm.
it was just one of those things that I got to the stage where I didn't want to modify cars.
Did you actually get much off of what you actually spent on?
I made profit.
Like much though.
Yes.
Was it worth your time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Again, I worked at 3P.
Hmm.
And like as bad as it is, I even asked Cedo, because now you know how much I paid for the Liberty.
Yeah.
I even talked to Cito saying I felt bad getting what I did, but then I'm also like, no, no, it wasn't that. I'm like also no, I'm really not.
Yeah.
I'm like because
It was cheap.
it was very cheap for what it was.
Oh, yeah.
Because like I said, I was prepared to spend 2.5 just for me to get it back.
I would have bought it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and hang on, what's Steven saying? Steven says that's what I'm saying. Kudos, Jacob, Cito, you guys been great.
Are you gonna tell us
Recos
what's
for
going on?
where to go, etc. Been so busy. Been busy, so missed a lot of live, but seen later. Keep it up, guys, and guests tonight. Well done. Yeah, so Philip's a guest. Rohan pretty much. I don't know how he got here. He's just here.
He
Yeah,
just
I'm
lives here now.
nice.
You're the one who got
I
me in
just
here.
enjoy having Rohan here because one, I can pick on him, and two, if Cito's gets distracted, which he does a fair bit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to answer what I was going to say.
I'm really bad at talking by myself because I just rave.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I just tend to rave and just keep going. Whereas then I can look at Rohan and be like, oh yeah, I probably should shut up. Who? Everyone spells my name wrong.
I don't.
I'm used to it. Yeah, but I'm used to it.
I don't though. I did once.
Yeah,
Only once.
it's a usual thing.
Yeah.
I'm used. Dude, I had a teacher who's taught me in like kindergarten. I went all the way through to grade 6. She still couldn't spell my name right. Like,
Don't worry, my dad spells my name wrong.
That's alright. My name gets misspelled all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw your name there
Yeah.
and I'm like,
It's because instead of a PH, it's an F.
Yeah,
And
that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's spelled the way it sounds.
It's like flip you off.
Yeah.
on that note, like I said, I think nearly 10 minutes ago,
Yeah.
we should probably start wrapping it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one
Um,
question for you. Have you ever been told you look like Philip from Shameless?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever seen Philip from Shameless?
No, I have not.
You should Google it. You
Okay, well-
literally, it's crazy.
But no, oh, it's autocorrect. And I do understand that. Autocorrect
Yeah,
kill-
definitely.
Dude, do you know how annoying it is when you're
That's
trying
why I
to
turn
write
it
stuff
off.
to people and it tells you you're spelling your own name wrong?
Oh, I agree.
Or you're trying to swear at someone and it's
I'm just like,
spelling
dude,
something else.
that is
Yeah.
how you spell my name. Stop it. But yeah,
Duck
Well,
off.
that's
if you guys have enjoyed it, make sure you like,
Request me
comment,
again.
share.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you enjoy having Zeb here for a bit, we can kick out Rohan for a bit, have Zeb come in.
I mean, next week we've got remote streams. So
Yeah, it sounds like we might be having a remote stream next week. Does that mean I don't have to come in and I can sit in my comfy bedroom?
How do you do remote stream?
Me?
Yeah.
I have a better setup at home than I have here.
I don't have a webcam, so I'm probably going to just come in.
Like I can't say that I have.
Just take one from here.
Would you agree, Cito?
Guarantee that I have one here.
My setup at
Yeah,
home
do,
slightly
but
better
I'm
than
not-
here.
Equipment wise, yes. Setting wise, not really.
Oh yeah, not backdrop.
Yeah.
The
Style
only
wise.
reason I've realised that my camera quality looks bad at home is because when I use Chrome Cam for the green screen backdrop thing,
Yeah.
it drops it down to 720p instead of 1080. It
I actually
hurts.
see that.
Yeah.
See that. What cord do I need to
But in saying that, guys, thank you, Philip, for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Been a pleasure.
Rohan. Thank you, Zeb.
Yes.
And thank you for everyone who commented and stuff. And like I said, next week will most likely be John, who was possibly meant to be tonight, but it
may not
depends.
be tonight,
It
but
may
it
be
going.
next week, but
Or
it
the
may
week
not be
after.
next week because he's.
It's
We'll
moving.
see you when we see you. But
Yeah.
we'll see you next week, 7:30 p.m.
It
Um,
depends on when John will see you.
Have a good night, my dudes.
Bye.
There's
Cheers.
You so got to die in